Alrighty, beautiful people of YouTube. We are thrilled to be back with you. A new week, a new opportunity to talk shop. We've got a real rookie draft. Guys, there are not many of these streams left. In fact, this
No.
is one of 3 remaining streams where we will do real rookie drafts. We'll have 2 this week and then one final one next week. And then Badaki will pop off some of these real Dynasty startup drafts for you guys. But it is definitely, coming to the point of a little bit. I think it's going to be sad. I think it's going to be a little bit sad because we're going to have to, move on from these real rookie drafts. And I absolutely love being a part of them. But we appreciate you for being here with us. Hey, be a friend, smash that like button to show some love, subscribe if you like the channel. We are closing in on 22,000 subscribers, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, gotta change that graphic there for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Just a heads up, guys, we are going to do a small little giveaway today. We are going to be giving away a free trade question voucher on the Flock site. Doesn't matter what promo code you use on the Flock site, you can still get a free trade question voucher from us, so you can come on stream and ask a question. All you have to do is type LAND into the YouTube chat, LAND, and like the stream. That's as simple as it is. We see you guys. What's up, Zeno? What's up, Pack It Up? He's here. He's in the draft. What's up, Kev? We see you, Connor. What's up, D Macy, D's, Scribbles. Joel is here. Darth is here. What's up, G in the building? We appreciate all of you guys for being here with us. We're going to have a fantastic stream. Like I said earlier, we are doing a real rookie draft, and now we are headed to Juliet. All right. And we are still using the same exact land method as we've been using for all of these rookie drafts. If you don't know the land method, I'll put an article here into the YouTube chat, which you can check out. I know a lot of people have been implementing it in their leagues, but live action negotiation draft. There's a couple things you need to know, and I'm specifically going to talk to our Juliet league here. You have to be on the clock to call your trade window. You only get 1 trade window per draft. Very, very important. Number 3 and number 4. You got to be aware of these things, guys. Number 3, the time left on. Okay, so if you call your trade window and there's 10 seconds left on the clock, there will be 10 seconds left for the person who trades for that pick. So you have to have your queues set and ready, because ultimately we will not undo auto picks. All right, it's up to you. In the real NFL draft, if you don't have your pick ready to go, you get penalized. And that penalty is the guy behind you, the team behind you gets to draft a player before you. So you also get penalized here if you're not ready to go. It's fast, it is active, there's negotiations, and we're drafting live. I appreciate y'all for being here with us. And last thing I'll say is code Cinnamon. What is code Cinnamon? Well, this is a real league, real people in it, real prize pot on the line with our followers. And that means that we want to do our absolute best to make the draft as fair as possible, meaning, if possible, do your best not to talk about players that have not been drafted yet, okay? Just because we don't want to influence the draft board in any certain way. But again, I appreciate you guys for being here with us. We're going to have a fantastic draft. If you want to enter today's giveaway, type LAND into the YouTube chat, LAND, and like the stream. We're giving away a trade question voucher on the Flock site. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. And let's go ahead and jump into the first pick, which is owned by Meglar, by the way. Let me go ahead and change the settings to 5 minutes as Ashton Genty does come off the board. Now, Meglar is our champion. And I can't remember exactly what they traded for the 101, but they won the league. Genty. And they added Ashton Genty. I made the playoffs in this league. I'm not a big fan of this team, but we put something together to be competitive last year. I'll show you guys the roster I have in Juliet. We've got Stafford, B-Rob, Swift, Higgins, Puka, Kraft, Metcalf, London, Jameson, Kyler, Darnold.
Trade window.
We've also got Jordan Addison on our bench and some decent capital. So we did make the playoffs, but I don't think we were ever a serious contender. So that's the roster that I've got rocking there. But Aki, let's have a look at your roster if you want to walk people through what you're looking at here. What type of team are we building?
It's not. Hold on, I need to refresh it because Sleeper is shit and I can't go back to my team. I have Bo Nick, Kenneth Walker. I need an RB2, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle, David Njoku there with Reed, Shakir, Jerry Judy, and Bryce Young. The only notable name on the bench there, I would say Jawan Jennings. And I also have Brenton Strange on my taxi there, but I have the 104 here. So this team improves from last year for sure. Because the year before I had like the 101 in this league or the 102, and then I had like the 107 or 108 because I drafted Bo Nix.
Sure.
So just looking for that RB2 here and some more capital. I've been trying to move back here throughout these drafts a ton, and I'm in talks with a bunch of people here, and Jordan is on the clock.
Love it. What's up, Michael? Welcome in, my friend. Kate is excited for those real drafts. We've got Dave here who's drafting with us. I see a couple questions in the chat that we just can't answer because of Code Cinnamon. So hopefully you guys understand this being a real draft. What's up, Cam? Welcome in. Scribble says, all my rookie drafts drafted a week after the draft. I live through y'all. I mean, I think a lot of people do that. So you're not abnormal at all. What's up, Sean? Welcome in, my man. Dar says, what's up, guys? It's a great day after being out of college for more than 10 years. Started school again this past week and just got 100% on my first quiz of the semester. Big congratulations to Darth.
That's awesome.
It's, my wife is studying at uni. They call it uni here in Australia. But she's studying at uni. You know, she went when she was like 18, 19, and now she's back, around the age of 27. So a little bit different, but definitely get that, trying to go back and get some credentials. What's up, Jordan? Welcome in. We appreciate y'all for being here with us. Again, if you want to get into today's giveaway, very simple. Type LAND into the YouTube chat, LAND, and like the stream.
Here we go.
We are giving away a free trade question voucher. You don't have to be a LAND member on the Flock site to enter today's giveaway.
No, we do not. Love. We got the startups here. This is most likely be a longer stream. We have a bunch of team reviews here, and we're going to be hopefully doing the last draft order reveal, which is for the big money Brooklyn League, the $150 buy-in.
Yeah.
What's 150 times 12? Quick math. I actually have no idea. I can actually tell you that that big bot.
1,800.
1,800. There you go. Thank you for that. So I'm excited for that.
Love it. John says, what's good, boys? Got a team review a while back, and you guys gave me an idea. Just traded Chase for Puka, Trey Harris, and 2 first-round picks. Thank you, boys. Let's go. I like that. I like that haul. I think Puka's probably worth 3 first-round picks on his own. So to get Puka, a nice little upside, kicker there, and Trey Harris and 2 first, I like the move. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Appreciate you, though, John. Man, love.
Yeah. And we do have a lot of team playbooks, guys. This is a 2-part stream. We'll obviously do our rookie draft, but then afterwards we're going to get to some team playbooks. I know there's some trade questions as well that we're going to get to as well. So
yeah, a bunch of team playbooks here today.
Excited, excited for a long but productive and exciting stream with y'all.
Hell yeah. Talk it up. Now Jordan is on the clock here. I don't think you have the clock actually on the screen.
Yeah, I got a timer set.
Okay, if you even started it, I'm not sure. Maybe you didn't set that up, but just so he knows, I know Jordan. I don't know what he's trying to do. He has the 102 and the 108 here in this league. Where's Billy at? Oh, Billy has no picks. Classic. Billy always trades his picks away.
He's always competing.
I'm always rebuilding.
Yes. All right, so there's 25 seconds. I'm trying to figure out how to I'm trying to figure out how exactly to get this clock on the board. So give me 1 second. There's 9 seconds left for Jordan, and I got to put him back on the clock. His trade window will expire at that point. And it is officially expired there. Let me figure out, how do I get this timer up there?
All right, now Jordan's back on the clock here. Interested in what he's about to do here.
Okay, here we go.
Let's see what Jordan's pick. You have the 108.
What's up,
Wait and
Scribbles?
see.
Yes, my friend. I have made a couple videos about Benson this offseason and love Pearsall as well. What's up, Linux? Welcome in, my friend. Welcome in.
How are you feeling, y'all?
Appreciate y'all for being
I
here.
know it's what is it? Memorial Day over there in America?
Oh, is it?
Oh no, that's tomorrow actually. Obviously, you guys have a different calendar to us because we're in Australia, so there's certain things that we don't celebrate or
Right.
acknowledge. But I'm pretty sure there is a holiday or Labor Day. It's no, not Labor Day. I'm tripping there. That's Labor Day here is in May. What is it? Is Memorial Day? Not Memorial Day today. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so
Oh,
like over
Memorial
here,
Day is today. Okay.
Memorial Day is a completely different. Like, there's so many different things that we don't celebrate. There's no Memorial Day. There's no obviously like there is Memorial Day, but it's just on a different day. You have like Anzac Day.
Yeah.
You have Australia Day. You have like they have Labor Day over here as well. So you guys had that long weekend. That means mostly for most of you guys tomorrow you guys don't have work. Oh no, wait, because today is Monday over there now.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Tybot says, how do y'all find the time to manage this many rosters? Yeah, I think you find your limit and then you commit
And then you
to
go for it, yeah.
creating those leagues being the best that they possibly can, right? And that's kind of what we've come up to. But also it's like, to be fair, this is kind of like what we do. You know, it's we're thinking about Dynasty and fantasy football about 60 plus hours a week, as a lot of you guys are as well. And that is probably why Jordan was trying to trade back, because for the first time in our leagues, Travis Hunter was selected at the 102. So that is a big ball move there from Jordan's Dynasty. Clearly, he was looking to tier back. Probably wanted to land Travis Hunter. And then, like I said, that's why he was trying to tier back. So he goes Travis Hunter at the 102. He's saying, I'm put a stamp on my guy. He thinks Travis is, going to be a widely successful player and doesn't want to pass on him. I'm speaking for him, but I'm assuming that's why he's taking Travis there instead of Amarian or whoever else is available. Code Cinnamon. That's on me.
Gosh. Okay. Okay.
I imagine True Reels is about to. I think True Reels might be on a queue. By the way,
I've sent True Real a message like a while back, and he responded.
Oh, okay.
That was 9 minutes ago.
Oh, okay.
So
Never mind.
he's definitely
active.
here with
He's
us.
active.
He's
Okay.
here with us for sure. He probably opened up his app and he was like, "Oh shit." He's like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
I would imagine.
I appreciate that, Ty Boss. You guys are funny. Labor Day is the start of football season here, Henry says. I like to hear that. I'm all about that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm excited for the season, man. I'm waiting for the countdown already. I mean, the way I normally break up the season or the off season is the NFL draft, and then we have this big gap of all of our rookie drafts. And then I have my birthday in July. And then once my birthday comes up, it's only a couple more weeks until you have NFL training camp to start. So in reality, you kind of have like a low period of nothing. At least from my mind, we have a low period of nothing happening in June. So we're kind of getting to that point right now because this is the last week of May, and I'm pretty excited.
Someone asked Zach, do you know what you trade to get the 201, 301, and 401? And honestly, I don't. I wish you could see like the history of a pick. I know you can see the history of a player. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I 100%. I wish we had that as well, but
yeah, I honestly don't. Let me see if I can find it.
everyone sending Drew as a message.
can tell you I took Puka Nacua at the 404 in our rookie draft in this league. I'm just going through all my picks now. I made some terrible picks, though, in the startup. As Amarian Hampton is the pick, and now Badaki is on the clock. What in the world did I trade? Does Jordan's Dynasty remember? I don't remember what I picked up. Sam Donald for free off the waivers. Nice. What in the world did I trade that pick for? It's a great question, honestly. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have the answer because I just can't find that trade. But, yeah. Henry says in MFL you can look up every trade you've ever made. Let's have a look then. Oh, wait. That's like, right. That's one of the cool features of MFL for sure. MFL has a lot of frustrating features, but that's definitely one of the cool features they have.
I'm gonna call my trade window here.
Badaki is going to call his trade window, so his 5-minute timer has officially began. And you can now send him trade offers if you are interested in trading up to the 104. And while Badaki is doing that, I'm going to take a second and just run through some admin with you guys. Number one, we do have a giveaway today. It is a very simple giveaway. It's a free trade question voucher for the Flock site. And if you want to enter, all you got to do is type LAND into the YouTube chat, LAND, and like the stream. Those are the two simple ways that you can enter today's giveaway. Also, would love to let you know that we released our first video on our redraft channel last week, and we released our second video on the redraft channel today. So I'm going to spam that link in the chat. Go check out that link. It's very relevant for Dynasty rookies. In fact, if you want to know why I am higher on certain rookies than I may have been, let's say, a month ago, then you should definitely go check out that video called 10 Rookies You Need in Fantasy Football This Year. It is catered more towards like the fantasy side of things, but still 10 rookies on there that I think have a chance to really break out in year one and be important parts of your contending roster. So definitely go check out that video. Second video on the channel. Have been really loving the feedback so far as we start our content cycle over there on Fantasyland Football. So I appreciate y'all for being here with us and showing some love. Definitely cool to be here with you guys. Someone asked me if I'm a Taurus or a Gemini. I don't even know what that means. I know it's all about the stars or some shit like that, but
I don't even know what that means.
I
know I'm a Cancer. I don't know anything else. I know I'm a Cancer, and I know a Scorpio's like in November because that's like my brother. Other than that, no clue.
I've never put any stock into that stuff personally myself, but I don't know. I got no idea, brother. What is May? Because I'm born in May. Born day is May. What's up, Callum? Welcome in. I appreciate you for sure. Sam says my best rookie pick was picking up Puka on waivers. That says a lot about my drafting abilities. Look, a lot of us are right there with you. I mean, that's one of the best pickups ever made, right? All right, let's just go to the chat here. We've got a trade question from Lucky. I want to see how many of these trade questions we can get through. And this one is very simple. It is basically, hey, would you prefer Jackson Smith-Njigba or Ladd McConkey? And quite frankly, this is probably not the answer you want to hear, but if you look at my rankings, they're literally back-to-back. I do not have a preference. They're in the same exact tier, JSN at 10, Ladd McConkey at 11. I couldn't have less of an opinion on a question like this. So when it is that close, they're in the same tier, they're back-to-back in rankings, it'll come down to your personal preference, truly. I don't think you can really say there's a loser of this trade. I like both of these guys as prospects. I think JSN is set to see like 145 to 160 targets this year. Ladd McConkey, one of the better rookies we saw all of 2024. I really don't think you can go wrong with these two options here. I don't think there's a wrong answer per se. And if you want to ask a question through the site, Nightbot just gave you a link there as Badaki is still negotiating trades. It looks like this trade question was submitted, but they didn't actually submit the... How do I explain this? So they didn't actually submit any sides to the trade, right? They just put it as like text. So remember, if you link your team, you can actually choose like what side of the trade and show us, and we can look at like your league. But he says, being offered the 112, 26 first, 27 first for the 101 from the champ. Should I do it? I'm in a deep league. I have the 103 and the 108 as well. And actually replied to this guy off stream. And keep in mind, guys, if you submit a trade question and we're not on stream or it's over the weekend, you can put in the context if you want, like this is urgent, I want to answer straight away, or if you're happy to wait for the live stream, you can clarify. But what I told him is like, I don't mind the idea of moving Ginty in a clear rebuild. I'm totally open to that idea. But the idea of moving Ginty for 3 late first round picks has zero appeal to me whatsoever. You're getting the 112 this year, and you're getting 2 firsts from the guy who just won your league that you're about to give Ashton Ginty to. So all aboard the idea of trading Ashton Ginty in a clear rebuild if you want to, kind of gain a bunch of momentum and assets for the future, but hate the process of getting 3 clear late first round picks. Not the idea I would prefer at all. I would much rather look at first round picks from a more middling team, or get a guaranteed player like going to a Henderson or a Judkins, or one of these other rookies in this class. I got to put you back on the clock there, Badaki.
That's fine.
I would much rather do that. I'd much rather trade him for a JSN in a pick, right? Who we just talked about, Lamakonki in a pick, like that. That's the kind of direction. A T-Mac, a Roma Dunze plus 2 firsts. I would much rather go that route rather than the just guaranteed 3 late first round picks. We've also got another super message here from Fire Fist Pharaoh. Appreciate you, my friend. And in this one, Fire Fist Pharaoh, this super message, he said on the back and really just wanted to donate. I appreciate you both. He says he sent Lamb and the 108 for Neighbors, Andrews, and the 205. As an LSU fan, wanted to pair him with Justin Jefferson. So Lamb and the 108 for Neighbors, Andrews, and the 205. I love Neighbors. I would probably lean towards there's more overall value with Lamb and the 108 there. And I'll let Badaki make his pick in a second here. But
I'm no longer on the clock. So
okay, Badaki's no longer on the clock. But just to wrap up my thoughts here, I get the appeal of wanting a Neighbors. We all want Malik Neighbors on our teams. There's not a single person out there who can honestly say they don't want Malik Neighbors on their Dynasty team. But just overall, I do believe that there's probably more overall value in a Lamb and a 108 than Neighbors, Andrews, and the 205. But it's very close. It is very, very close. But I would say Neighbors and Lamb I value the same, so it's hard to pay the 108 for Andrews and the 205. That's kind of where I stand there. All right, so it looks like Jordan's Dynasty is on the clock. Badaki traded out of the 104.
I traded out of this. So I traded the 104, a 26 second, a third, and I received Ricky Pearsall, the 108, and a 26 first.
Wow.
So I'm still in this draft. Not only do I have the 108, but I still have the 204 there.
You just got 3 first round picks.
Well,
I like the haul, man.
Yeah. What can you do, So
I like the haul, brother, man. That is good wheeling and dealing from yourself. Jordan's Dynasty on the clock here. Travis
on the clock here.
Was the first pick. Now at the 104, we'll see what kind of move they make.
This is what drives me, guys. You want to know why I constantly rebuild? Because I always want to trade back. I always want to. This is what gets me going.
Everybody's got a little
bit better than a win.
Everybody's got their thing. You've got a rebuilding fetish, but I actually like the deal. I like the deal a lot.
I have a rebuilding fetish.
I think that's a smart move from you. This is a question from Connor, which I actually answered already off stream. We went back and forth, and he actually messaged me, said, "Hey, I'd rather have this answered ASAP." So we were able to do that for him.
Okay, awesome.
Another trade question here from Fire Fist Pharaoh, and
I appreciate
it is,
you supporter.
Travion Henderson, Devonta Smith, or Puka Nacua. It is a super flex. It's only a start 9. And
okay.
I think I lean Puka Nacua here, but I want to just have a look at the rosters real quick.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs, Cam Scatterbull looks like he has. So that RB2 is a little bit tough. There goes Cam Ward there at that 104.
So you are sending away Henderson and Smith. So you're about to grab Puka Nacua. So that would mean that you would add Puka Nacua to a team that has Lamakonki, T-Mac, Devonta, DK. And losing Henderson, you would still have Saquon, Judkins, Monty, Pacheco, Etienne. I think I think I'm happy in a start 9 to make a move like that and just grab a guaranteed asset like a Puka Nacua there. So pretty even, but I don't think Devonta Smith is the difference maker a Puka Nacua is necessarily in a start 9. Obviously, losing Henderson is tough. Maybe you could counter and ask for a second. It depends on your league. Maybe a third or a second and third round pick swap where you get the second, you send the third. But I think overall in a start 9 smaller league, I'm fine with a deal like that. As Badaki is right, Cam Ward was just selected.
Always Kev probably has no idea what he wants to do here. Well, I mean, I think I know what he wants to do, but the only reason why I say that because I might have some intel, but I can't tell you that.
Yeah. Again, appreciate y'all for being here with us, guys. You know, we gotta cherish these moments, all right? Because there's not many real rookie drafts left on our streams. This is one of 3 remaining, so definitely, yeah, definitely. You know, it's sad. So let's cherish these last moments we get together here with these real rookie drafts. But I appreciate y'all. If you don't know, we are doing a giveaway today for a free trade question voucher on the Flock site. You've probably seen how we've been going through these trade questions. You can actually get one for free. We're doing the giveaway today. All you got to do is type land into the YouTube chat and like the stream. That's as simple as it is. McConkey Kong upgraded their playbook, but I think we already finished their offline playbook and sent it out. I don't see a playbook for them. But can you just go check and see if we've submitted a...
I don't think I sent out a bunch of playbooks yesterday and the day before. And I don't remember the name.
Okay.
McConkey Kong. I can double check to see the done playbooks that we have.
Yeah, definitely double check because...
Unless he changed his name.
Yeah.
I'll give you the names that the last like 5. It was J Snickers, Tech, Maximum Effort, FC, MG. I don't have McConkey on. So that's... I'll send him a message and see. Oh, whoa. True Reels is on the clock here. Trade's been completed.
Okay, True Reels is on the clock. So it does look like... Whoa, it's Kev is traded back. Where is Kev? He traded back. It looks like there's is a 203 involved or something. What is it?
Well, Marion Hampton is no longer with True Reels either. Okay, hold on, wait. This is interesting.
Okay, wow. So essentially what's happened is True Reels gets the 105 and the 112. And he sends away
Marion Hampton
203 and a Marion Hampton. Which True Reels didn't True Reels just trade 3 first-round picks for though?
I have no idea.
Wait, because you had the 103, no?
I had the 104.
Oh, you had the 104. No, okay, I'm losing my mind. That's an interesting trade right there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, getting Hampton at the 103 is kind of just like a blessing in disguise. And
I like that trade
away,
for both teams.
Yeah, it looks like True Reels probably wanted a wide receiver. He probably wanted Travis Hunter at the 103. Didn't end up getting it, so he trades Marion Hampton, gets Ted McMillan here. Now, what was Kev on the clock? What was Kevin? That's kind of what I'm thinking here, because obviously he trades Hampton away.
Yeah, there's obviously so many moving parts here. Hard to say exactly what everyone's intentions are, but a lot of activity in this league so far, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, I mean...
We've got a couple other trade questions here. So the next one is from Tony. He says, is a tight end upgrade worth it with my team or unnecessary? So they are sending away Walker, Jonathan Brooks, and TJ Hawkinson. And they are getting back a second and Trey McBride. It's a 1 quarterback, 12-team start 8. So they're essentially losing Ken Walker to make the upgrade is the way I'm looking at this. And that would give them a starting lineup of Caleb, Judds, Hachan, Chase London, McBride, and then they can only start 3 more names on this roster between Chase Brown, Marvin, Trav, Adunze, Worthy. I think they have more than enough depth to make a move like this. Jonathan Brooks doesn't really move me at all in a deal like this either. So I'm personally fine to take the Trey McBride side of this myself.
Sorry, I'm just in trade talks.
That's okay. We've got another quick trade question here from Blake. Actually, I'll get to this in a second. I'm actually in trade talks myself. All right, Kev is calling his trade window here.
Calling this trade window. Okay, here we go. See, I'm back on my...
What's up, Chef? Welcome in.
How you doing, brother?
You guys are awesome. I appreciate you for being here with us. What's up, Derek? Welcome in, gang. Appreciate y'all.
Let me see where woke is. I sent you a trade, Kevin. If you're watching here with us. Mike, what's happening, man? Honestly, I was pissed. I was pissed off. I'm glad that they won, but like, man, it's just not the fashion that you want to win in. You know, you kind of want to dominate. I hate being down and then going through that, but hey, a win's a win, and I think that's pretty significant. So maybe we have a little bit more confidence in the locker room. But honestly, like, it sounds terrible. The only way I see a chance is that we win. And if we sweep them at home, just like they swept us, and then we can go back to New York, I think we have our chances double. Like, if I tell you right now, in my heart of hearts, the chances of them making it to the finals and beating the Pacers is probably like at a 15, 20%. But if we win game 4, then that it goes up to like 60 to 70.
Yeah, win back home court advantage. What's up? Yeah. What's up, Zachary? Welcome in, my friend. Appreciate you for being here. Chef says, I recently had a change of heart for one of your running backs, Zach, and am glad I did, but can't get any shares of him. I'm very curious which running back that is. Love hearing that. All right, well, we still got about 2 minutes left on this trade window, so let me go ahead and get to this next trade question that was submitted through the Flock site. And this one is from Blake. Shout out to Blake. It looks like this is a 12-team start 10. It's a one-quarterback league. They would be sending away Jamar Chase for Henderson and Wilson. The trades I've seen for Chase, this feels light for Chase. I know that sounds crazy with like Garrett Wilson and Henderson there, but just personally, sure. I feel like I've seen Chase traded for significantly more than that recently. So I guess I get why you would want to be moving on from a Jamar Chase because your roster is quite young. There's not a lot of proven commodities here either. You know, obviously you've got Burrow. It's a one quarterback league though, but with a lot of that wide receiver room and those running backs, I can definitely see why you would want to, trade off of a Jamar Chase to go into more of a punt or a rebuild or stay young. But I don't think you're maximizing a Jamar Chase trade here. So I think you're maybe one first-round pick short of value at minimum. You know, if you add another first here, it becomes a little more palpable. But just the trades I've seen Jamar Chase in the community right now, that is not enough.
Yeah.
In my opinion. I know we've got some other trade questions here, so let me just go ahead and refresh. And let's see, we've got McConkey Kong. Did you see our message on? I tried to message you with this upgrade. I'm not sure what you were upgrading. Maybe you've changed your Flock Fancy username. We were trying to place where that upgrade was. That name sounds familiar. I don't know. Maybe
I wonder. I want. Let me look in the back end and see if McConkey Khan, to see if,
because you can't upgrade your playbook after the offline one is already sent out, by the way, guys. But we'll have to double check what exactly that is on the background there, as we have about 5 seconds left on this trade window.
Yeah, so like I just checked in the back end. There's no team name or team review with McConkey Kong.
Okay.
So
it is definitely difficult to impossible to locate any sort of backend stuff when usernames are changed. But let us know.
Yeah. So if you change your name,
yeah, let us know and we'll do our best here. As well, it's Kev is up on the clock. Let's get back to some of these trade questions that were submitted. Mills, for example, submitted a trade question here, as Henderson is the pick. And gonna go ahead and
you're on the clock.
open to making a move here. Send offers for the 107.
The biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest. The silence, yeah. Sorry, guys. Obviously, if you guys,
I was expecting Badaki to kind of carry the stream for a second while I'm on the clock.
I'm also talking. I've been talking the whole time while you were going. No, we're good. We appreciate you guys. With you doing league drafts, I just don't want to say, and you get sniped. Yeah, no, let's not do that. I think we all know maybe where Zach could be going here. I actually have no idea. I haven't even checked his team. I don't even know what he's thinking, because I think a lot of it potentially does. Let me see Zach's team here.
Well, I had a potential deal in place, but the person. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's no chance I'm doing this deal then. I'm not going to call this person out, but someone had a deal in place with me. And basically they were promising me a first round pick when it was a second round pick.
Oh, call him out. Name and shame. Go ahead. Name and shame him.
No, it's all good. I just, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not interested in that deal anymore.
Okay, Jonas the 10. Who's at this packet? This packet of True Reels. And then I have 108. Connor. In one of my leagues this year, traded Genty for Brees and Coleman. I don't know why. Yeah, that's some crazy stuff. That is some crazy stuff, guys. 314 people here watching. Make sure you drop a like. We appreciate you. Really helps us. Only 94 likes so far. Definitely, we can get to at least 150. Completely appreciate you. I'm assuming Zach may have a queue here because there is only 20, 18, 17. Just want to be transparent. Hopefully, you do have a queue.
I'll take Judkins.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
There were two offers that I was interested in, but both of the people did. I don't know how to explain it. They didn't clarify what their offers were, so it just wasn't worth me calling the trade window and like getting into a negotiation because we were pretty far off on evaluation.
That's okay. All right, I'm on the clock here. Okay, let's see what else I can get here. What do you have? What do you got?
All right. All right, so appreciate y'all for being here with us, guys. A lot of love in the chat. If you don't know, we have a giveaway today. We're giving away a trade question voucher. You can enter that giveaway by typing land into the YouTube chat and liking the stream. Badaki's on the clock here at the 108.
Oh, yes, I am. All right. I have no shares of this guy. Not one. Not one. And we actually just released a video. Just posted all over social media of who this person is.
You're going to devastate someone by this pick, by the way.
I'm going to be taking RJ Harvey here.
Yeah.
I need another running back. My RB2 in this league is Ramondre Stevenson. I have Kenneth Walker, and I did a trade because I was happy to take either Travion, Quinshawn, and RJ. That's why I wanted to trade back to that 108, but also getting another player, right? Another player I could build on because my wide receiver room is pretty weak. Obviously, Jaden Reed, Shakir is there, Jerry Jeudy, but now having Ricky Pearsall in the wings, being able to step up there makes this team significantly better. So I'll take RJ Harvey here. I'm in talks with that person as well, but
yeah. Connor is open to moving back, he says. Let me see if I can't send Connor something.
I might send you something, Connor. Give me a sec, because I do have something for you, but let's see what I can whip up here for you. Taker RJ Harvey off the board. Who would have thought? Not me. I always thought about it. I always wanted it.
Pause.
Pause.
The fuck?
All good. All goods. All goods.
Yeah, I wanted to send Connor a trade, but I just don't really know. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything for you, Connor. Struggle to see a trade making sense for us, but boom, boom, boom. Again, guys, if you don't know, we dropped our second video of the year on the Redraft channel, and it is a rookie-focused video. So go show some love. I spammed that link in the chat. 10 rookies that I am very excited about in year one that could really win leagues in 2025. Definitely go check that video out. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the Fantasyland Football channel. One of those rookies I talked about was RJ Harvey, and I specifically highlighted just Sean Payton's ability to churn out top-end fantasy running backs. If you look at his entire stint with the Saints, he had 14 years in New Orleans, and in 13 out of those 14 years, he had a top 18 finish at the running back position. And, you know, I think personally, I just don't think he's had his guy yet. I don't think he's had his guy in Denver. And I think he's finally found that guy in RJ Harvey. I'll put that link in the chat to that tweet in case you want to look at that. But okay, I'll pause this clock for the trade window, so that has began. But yeah, definitely a big fan of the RJ pick.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
I do see that super chat. Can we answer this? I think we can. He says, I have
Let's see.
pick 3, 11, 12, and 15. Would you trade pick 3 and 11 for the first overall pick? I also have 4 first-round picks next year's. So basically, would you trade Hunter in most leagues and whatever the 1 at 11 ends up being for Genty? And I would for sure.
Yeah.
That's
I would
actually,
agree.
I think that's pretty cheap for Ashton Genty, in my opinion. Okay, cool. Let's come back to YouTube here. This is a question from Mills. Appreciate you submitting a question through the site.
Appreciate you, Mills.
Keep in mind, guys, if you do want to donate, appreciate the super chats, but YouTube does take 30% of your donation, so always better to submit via Flock Fantasy. You can also actually see your teams if you link your teams through the Flock site for doing it. But they're going to send away Hampton and Rice for Gibbs and Evans. Love, you know, Jahmyr Gibbs, but I'm going to keep Hampton and Rice here myself.
Yeah.
I think there's just a massive gap between Rice and Evans in Dynasty right now.
Yeah, I completely agree.
You guys can't see it because the clock's in the way, but this is also a start 11 lineup. So long term, I do just have some slight concerns about what Mike Evans can be for Dynasty. Obviously, no one's questioning him right now, but yeah, I think I'm gonna lean the Hampton and Rice side of this deal, and it's just because I'm such a huge fan of Rice in Dynasty football. Sam with a super chat here, and it looks like they would be sending away Herbert to receive a first next year, James Cook and Chris Olave. Looking at trading one of my 4 quarterbacks if the value is right. My guess is that the first will be the 104 to the 107. It's a 10-team start 11. You know, I've looked at this team before, and he has an excess of quarterbacks. I don't hate the return. I'm not in love with it either, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
You're
I don't
basically
hate it. I
sending
don't love it.
two late firsts away for Herbert and that 26 first as well. Look,
Okay, a trade has been completed.
it's about as fair as it can go here. I might prefer if I just quickly look at this other team. Do they have another name?
Oh wait, what?
Can you find your way into Marvin Harrison with a deal like that? So instead of Chris Olave, can you make it Marvin Harrison? That would make my life easier, and I would actually even be willing to add on like a second round pick to the side that I send. So you'll get a time code to exactly what I'm saying here, but that would probably be my ideal counter. As Kev is on the clock here, I'll put
there was. Hold on, sorry, because Connor said that immediately. Like he accepted it, and then he goes, "Fuck, I didn't mean to accept it. All good if we
Okay.
can undo." But I'm not sure. Like, I'm not necessarily sure what's gonna happen. I feel like it's gonna be leaned more on Kevin.
Yeah, it is up to Kev. It is up to
Yeah,
Kev.
it's up to Kev.
Why don't you guys go ahead and send that trade back? Yeah, I can see why he probably wouldn't have meant to accept that one. So go ahead and send the trade back. Connor and Kevin, and get that one.
Hold them
sorted
hostage.
out.
Hold them hostage.
SG3, what's up, man? Appreciate the question. He says, team review, 1 year punt, 0.2 point per carry. Should I take this push for a first and second or wait in season? If you're punting, I doubt you can get more than a first in Jark and like Jarkless in the future, but
yeah, I think so as well. If you already have an offer for a first for Derrick Henry, I don't think you're going to be able to get more in season. Like, even if he's a top 5 running back, I don't think anyone's going to pay anything more than that. Probably a little bit more of a valuable player.
With his age, yeah.
Yeah, I just think you just take that trade if you can.
But to be fair, there's a 0.2 point per carry in this league. So obviously that plays a slight part. But maybe... Let me see. Who does he have on his team? So maybe instead of Jarquez... Yeah, I mean, Jarquez makes sense. There's not really another player there.
He's in the chat. He says, "What's up? Kind of feel like my team is a sleeper with King Henry."
Yeah. You know your league a little bit better, as far as the reality is running backs are worth more in season. That's just true. Henry did just get extended. I'd say in most leagues that don't have a 0.2 point per carry, this is the most you could get for Henry, even given the extension with his age. But there's nothing wrong with holding out if you think that offer will still be there. Maybe you can counter and ask for a second, and that can be your ultimate, pulling the trigger. Maybe you can send a fourth and get a second back in return as a counter. But overall, I'd say it's about as close to maximizing a trade for Derek right now. Okay, so I got to put Connor back on the clock here, by the way. You have a 1 minute and 26 seconds, Connor. Auto picks will not be overturned, so keep that in mind. But they did go ahead and reverse that trade, it looks like.
Yeah, they did, which is good.
Yeah.
Good on you, Kev.
Shout out to Kevin.
Good on
Good
ya.
guy.
Great guy.
All right, Drew Peacock here.
Completed.
Another trade?
Yeah, still with Kevin Connor. So Kev is on the clock. It's just a little bit different.
Okay, so Kev's on the clock, but basically what happened is Connor got Tyreek in the 203, sent away the 109 and the 211. So traded back from the 109 to the 203, got Tyreek, the 211's involved. So that is the deal that ended up being officially submitted, if you will.
Kevin has coming out with 3 running backs in this draft. Amarion Hampton, Travion Henderson, and Caleb Johnson there.
Yeah. He made a trade before the draft as well. That made me think he was maybe going more towards a rebuild, because he sent away JSN, May, and a second for a bunch of picks.
I thought so as well.
But obviously, when you go 3 running backs in a row, I mean, maybe he still is. He just wants to build around them. I'm not sure.
Build around these guys, yeah, obviously, for sure.
Everyone's got their game plan that they're executing, which is awesome. Okay, so Drew Peacock here. It looks like they're sending away Ricky Pearsall to get DJ Moore. It's a 12-team start 10. I think this is a pretty even deal. Obviously, there's a chance that Ricky Pearsall breaks out, or you could just take DJ Moore and get that guaranteed production for the next couple of years. So,
yeah,
looking at your team, definitely more of a contender here with like a starting lineup of like Caleb, Trev, Bucky, Kyron, Jefferson, Brian, Laporta. Then you could start Metcalf, DJ. Overall, I'd say it's pretty fairly even. Again, if you're a rebuilder, you probably lean Ricky Pearsall here. If you're a contender, you probably lean DJ. So that's about as washed as it can get, in my humble opinion. Yeah. Do we have any reply from McConkey Kong? Is there anyone named McConkey Kong in the chat? Anybody who is McConkey Kong on Flock Fantasy, are you in the YouTube chat with us? Because we definitely want to figure out,
Yeah, we want to sort that out. Obviously, he said upgrade when you did that. I wish you can click on their profile.
Let me see. Maybe I can do some detective work on the back end here. Let's have a little gaze, shall we? So, did anybody reply and say they were going to upgrade? No, I don't see that. So,
Jenner's on the clock here. Interesting. Packet. Where is Packet at?
Trevor says, "Why are y'all taking so long to draft?" Trevor,
this is a real draft, brother.
The alternative option is to do a slow draft, and that's typically 24 hours per pick. So,
and then we have a trading option. Maybe you're here.
You got to keep in mind that everyone, when their pick is on the clock, it is like their one time to shop the pick. So of course they're going to negotiate and see what sort of deals they have, man. Sorry, go ahead, Badahi.
No, that's kind of where I was at.
It'd be silly not to use your time and see what offers are out there. All right, Egbuka was the pick.
Egbuka was the pick there. Interesting.
Not everyone's in 15 leagues, Henry, though. Not everybody. A lot of people are in like 2 leagues. But if I was in 100 leagues, I'm spending all the time I can to make sure I get the best possible outcome for my roster every single time.
Absolutely right.
Pack it up says they're open to moving back there. Again, guys, appreciate you for being here with us. Do us a favor, hit that like button to show some love. In fact, if you want to enter to win a free trade question voucher on the Flock site, you can hit the like button and type land into the YouTube chat, and you'll automatically be entered. Shout out to Flair, who just submitted. Right now, you have your offline playbook, and if you want to upgrade that to live, then it's just a $7 super message on the Flock site to upgrade. I sent you a message with details on the back end. Dristan, Mike, and Phantom are all offline. Let me see the first live team playbook that we're going to get to today. That is MRL is offline as well. I sent them a message. John Slow is the first live. Then it'll be Firefist Pharaoh, then J Tav, and then Perry. We'll see how many we can do today, but we are definitely going to dedicate the entirety of tomorrow's stream to team playbooks. So
yeah,
even if we don't get to yours today, tomorrow we will get through all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send you a message, Pack. Send you something right quick.
The comments on our redraft channel are so random, dude.
Yeah, well, I saw that today, and it was like a bunch of.
Like, someone commented and they said, a lot of people go to college for 7 years. They are called doctors. I don't even know what that's in reference to. Like, speaking of that video on the redraft channel, I have no idea what that's in reference to.
Yeah.
Pack it up is looks like they're looking to move back, but yeah, I'm at the 201 there. I'm gonna stick pat here. What's up, Brady? Badaki, you know, our roles are different to what they used to be, guys. And you might not have been on a stream when we've talked about this before, but Badaki does a lot of things on the back end that you guys don't see to kind of give us the ability to create like the best product. And when I say product, I mean videos. I mean, you know, graphics, the draft guide, the rookie report, the team playbooks, like all these things on the back end that you guys don't see. That's what Badaki is doing. Also going to be controlling our social media this year. So the way we operate is just a little bit different to when we started. But of course, we're always on the live streams together.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit different.
Golden is off the board there. Did you trade up for him?
Yeah, I traded that 26 first that I got from what was Kev to get Matthew Golden here. Just getting some more wide receivers.
Wow, that's surprising because Kev's a Packer fan. Oh, wait. Was that Pack It Up you did a deal with? My bad.
Pack it up, yeah.
Wait, Pack It Up is probably a Packers fan too. I'm pretty sure. I mean, they got Jordan Love as their profile pic there.
They did. So I got
True Reels is calling the trade window. Have we had? Are you marking down everyone's trade windows by the way as we go?
Yeah, I am.
Appreciate that, Brady.
But yeah, obviously, like Zach said, I'm doing more stuff on the back end. So anything when it comes down to social media related graphics and all that stuff, that's all me. Social media, any graphics that you see on those videos for Zach, the rookie report, the new tools that we're going to be bringing out for the redraft channel and everything, that's all of me on my end. Before, what we used to do is that Zach and I used to both be creating content at the same time, and we would edit the videos, make the graphics, and put it up. And it was just like, all right, how can we make the best time, you know, the use of our time, essentially. Because it was just like, we couldn't put all the time and effort in both making videos, graphics, responding, grading. Yeah.
All right, we got a super message here we'll get to while this trade window is happening. And let's have a gaze, shall we? Here we go. The super message is from Fear and Hunger. And Badaki, you can have Nightbot put a link in there in case others want to submit a trade question or a super message on the stream. Yeah. But he says, can you just give me a general strategy if you were me? 9 first round picks the next 3 years. Yeah, I mean, look, like full transparency, I'm not asking you to buy another product, but if you want like the actual best breakdown of your team and how to utilize those picks, then that will probably come through a team playbook, which is, you know, where you submit a team review to us through the Flock site. Because with a super message, I just have no context whatsoever, right? I don't know what your team looks like. I can't look at the entirety of your league like we do on a team playbook, right? So I don't know who's on your team. I have no idea what players are on your team. You know, I don't know what you're working with, what sort of starting lineup you have. Is it a one quarterback super flex? Is it PPR? Is there any tight end premium? You know, do you have a solid foundation already? Are you, you know, there's just so many factors that go into strategy, right? So going in a little bit blind here with that question. So I honestly don't know exactly how to answer it, but I want to be helpful here. I genuinely don't know how to answer that without any additional context, you know. So,
Hear me at 9 first end picks next 3 years.
what I would say is it sounds
First.
like you're a rebuilder. So I guess the general strategy I can give you is, if it sounds like you're a rebuilder, and if you are, every deal you make, think about how you can maximize that asset, right? So, for example, you know, you have Puka Nacua. Can you trade Puka Nacua for a JSN in a first, or what does that package look like? You know, do you have a Patrick Mahomes? You could tear down from him, go to a JJ McCarthy in future capital. So that will be more of like a generalized strategy. Even in your rookie drafts, you know, draft within tiers, and if you can trade down in those tiers, that's going to be helpful. But again, yeah, like, would love to give you more personalized review of your team, but that comes through a team playbook, which, you know, we obviously can't do through a super message, and we don't even have the ability to do that without the context. But I do appreciate you coming here. I'll give you a free trade question voucher as a thank you for being here, because I want to be as helpful as possible. But obviously, we have limitations on the type of advice we can offer with limited knowledge, you know.
Yeah, I get that. But I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the support. I think one last thing I would say, like, best thing to do if you want something like that, and obviously no pressure, but like, get a team review, you know, get a team playbook, and we can tell you exactly how we can break down each and every one of those picks with your team. I know for some people that's a big commitment, but if not, that's totally okay. We can do the best that we can with the information that we have. But appreciate you. Yeah. About 20 seconds left on the clock here for True Reels.
All right. I got to put you back on the clock there, True Reels, because your trade window has finished, my friend. Finito. Scribble says, Zach and Badaki, do you guys use the word crikey? No.
No.
In fact,
I don't think
really,
Australians use crikey. I think you just hear that.
Australian who uses it. Yeah.
At least where we live, they don't use it. Obviously, you hear like Steve Irwin use it in the past, and like, oh, crikey. But
yeah, you'd have to go pretty deep into Australia, like some of the very, you know, deep rooted Australians to hear that kind of talk. But that is definitely one of those. You know, it's like, oh, you can ride kangaroos and, you know, shrimp on the barbie, and like all this stuff is just American media creating the identity of Australian people. So I don't think I've ever heard anyone that I know in Australia say crikey.
Yeah, I agree.
What's up, Dak? He says, I went to school for 7 years. I still have general strategies. How are you boys? Love to the families. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, man, appreciate you. Hella love, man.
I saw your most recent video where you went deep sea fishing. So that looked awesome. You guys were like truly deep sea fishing, you know? You weren't just like saying you were deep sea fishing. No, y'all were truly deep sea fishing. I mean, it was literally by like oil rigs and stuff I was looking at. So, yeah. Hey, Mike. Yeah, there you go. That's some Australian terminology there. Macca's and the bottle-o. That is you hear that everywhere you go in Australia. Yeah. So Macca's is McDonald's, and the bottle-o is, you know, like where you get alcohol, basically. He says, got about 50 pounds of yellowfin sushi. It was really fun. That's a lot of sushi.
Man, this is great. What should I do? What's your team looking like, Zach? Actually, let's do it. Fuck it. You know, you only live once, right?
That's not a good sign as you're about to send the trade.
You only live once. I made a couple good trades. You got to get a bad one in there.
That is, yeah.
You got to get a bad one in there.
No, you don't. You actually don't.
Send you a trade, True. Hopefully he sees it. I'm just gonna put a Q on.
Josh says he submitted a trade question. I don't see any trade question right now that's come through, but I can refresh again. You definitely submitted it to us, is that right?
All right, I am on the clock here. Trade away my first round pick.
Okay, Badaki sent away his first and 26 for the 112, 403, and 303. Now, you've been towards the beginning of a lot of drafts. Are you confident in this team to send your first round pick away?
I'm confident now. I'm going to be taking. I'm going to take.
Oh, okay, right. I honestly don't care who
Jackson,
you take.
yeah.
I thought you were going to go Jackson there. I was going to say I do not care who you take there because
I know.
I'm happy with so many names.
Yeah, there's so many names. I could have taken whoever. I think people would have been really happy where they're at. So, and I still had the 204, which I'm okay with, and I just got so many more picks in this draft.
I'm open to trading here. Be looking for first round picks in the future. Or I don't mind going to the 202 or the 203 depending on the offer. But I will say that there's an area of need on my team and I can pretty well address it here.
Yeah, I needed that. All right. So far, got RJ, Golden, Dart, traded away my future.
Dave, I sent you an offer.
Where are you?
Some of you guys are too funny.
Let's see what this guy's team is looking like. All right, here we go. Cinnamon. What's happening? He says, "Hey guys, living in Australia, do you guys still play all forms of fantasy?" What do you mean by all forms? Formats, excuse me. So the format that we play is just like a super flex, I guess, redraft or dynasty. We don't play anything else outside of that for football. When it comes down to other fantasy games, like for me personally, I'm not into Australian rule fantasy football. Oh no, I haven't played. I personally haven't done any of that. I don't think Zach has done any of that. Like I don't really follow the AFL and the NRL, which are the two big sports around here in Australia. They do have a fantasy for that.
Here.
No, but that's true. Like Australian rules fantasy football, that actually is a thing. Okay, Zach called it trade window. That's fine. But that genuinely is a thing. But we don't do any of that or play any of that. So. Now we live in yeah, since I play NRL fantasy, we're gonna drop it next year. Doesn't compare, yeah. So I've never played it. I know a couple people that have. It's obviously not up to par. I think like the fantasy market specifically for NRL AFL, it's not there yet. I just don't know how the structure works either. So I think that's a little bit more difficult to understand. But we live in Sydney. I live technically 2 hours away from Sydney. I live in Newcastle. So if you guys know where that's at, that's totally fine. But Zach lives out in Sydney. Dave, I just sent you something.
You know they have notifications that
I like to make sure that if they're live with us and sometimes they see it, they don't see it, you know? Oh, you know the beach is Manly. Oh, that's awesome, Matt. How many people from Australia actually watch us? Because I think that's so interesting to me. Because it's so convenient for you guys. You know, let's say that you're working at an office job where you work from home, you wake up and you just watch us, which is, it's just so convenient. I don't know. That's awesome. It said Brisbane. Bro, yeah, I know you're in Australia, which is awesome as well. We know what we need to do, guys. We all need to meet up and go to the NFL game in 2026. That's in Melbs. That's what we need to do. Have like a massive group and go out there. That would be so awesome. I mean, it looks like right now it might be the Eagles and Rams, according to reports, which would be amazing. Imagine seeing Sean Barkley, which I've seen him as a Giant, so as an Eagle, that might be interesting. You can see Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, if they're all in the same, you know, if they're all there at the time, that'd be kind of awesome. In the Central Coast, that's cool, man. Yeah, Devontae Adams. Like, if the Rams are there, from what I've heard, it should be the Rams and Eagles. Just under a minute here for Zach's trade window, and then I'm pretty sure he has plenty of time on the clock there.
Yeah, for sure.
It's an Australian game is a cool idea, but man, I feel for the players. That's a heck of a flight, jet lag, crazy. Yeah, I mean, look, I was literally talking to my wife about this. Like, no one else in the world understands that you're just gonna have, like, when you live in Australia, it's just an automatic. All right, you're probably thinking it's going to be a 10-hour flight minimum, unless you're going to like Asia. If you're going to like Singapore or something.
What would you trade up for here? I've got a minute left. I'm gonna make my pick here.
I have an offer for the 202 right now, and I don't think it's. I can give you I tell you the exact offer. It's an extra set. It's an extra third. That's all I can do. I'm gonna give you the same trade I gave you. Okay.
Well, I exhausted every avenue I could there to figure something out. Just nothing at all, and definitely have a need at the tight end position. So we are going to go ahead and grab Colson Loveland here at the 201. And yeah, it is what it is. And Dave, I'm going to send you an offer, actually. He said he wants to trade back. I can beat that offer that Badaki just offered you. Sorry, Badaki. I genuinely wasn't trying to do that for leverage.
No, that's okay. That's okay. You know,
I just realized
I was trying to be a good person and be like.
I just realized I actually can't offer him a much better deal than that.
We got a trade window from Dave here.
Okay. All right. Trade clock has been paused, and now
let me just double check.
Dave, a trade has been sent to you, my friend, and I think it's, from my understanding of what I just heard, far superior.
By the way, the consolation bracket or winner is it's Kev.
Okay.
So keep that in mind, it's Kev. When your pick it does come up, let me see if you have any more picks here. Okay, you do have picks. Okay, which is awesome. What does Dave have? Just Connor have?
I probably shouldn't even be doing this, honestly. You know, I'm not even saying that to like. There's sometimes there's
it's okay.
There's a strategy in that.
He dogged me.
Sometimes there's a strategy in that, and you know.
I did it once before. Maybe this is gonna even us. If you get a trade done, this is gonna even us. I don't want to hear none of that shit in the past.
Wait, which one are you referring to? The one where you left me completely ghosted for 2 months and then accepted a trade offer like after free agency?
Yeah.
That doesn't feel remotely close.
Well, for me, this feels close. This is actually on par for me. You ended up winning in that trade anyway, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I didn't. I got Miles Sanders. I did not.
And then he gets traded. He got traded away, and then the Lions draft Jahmyr Gibbs.
That was already after the Lions had Gibbs.
No, that was before. Genuinely, because
yeah, but it's after free agency.
It was Monty signed and Miles signed.
You can't honestly say you think I won that trade.
Oh, I'm not saying you won that trade, but at the time you were upset because Monty was the better deal. But anyways.
See, the honest truth is I was trying to gauge what you offered Dave because I was trying to screw over Dave. Honestly, if you had a good offer to Dave for the 202, I was going to screw over Dave and move back to the 204 with you.
Hear this?
But then
hear this,
you,
Dave?
I mean, it's
I'm
dog
not
eat dog
screwing you
world.
over,
I'm not.
Dave.
I'll be 100%
I'm not
transparent
screwing
with
you
you
over.
guys.
I was being
100%.
transparent.
My
I was being
plan was to
transparent with
screw
both
over Dave.
and-
But then you said the trade offer, and I thought it was dog shit. So I was like, actually, I can beat that. No way. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to accept that. And then I'm already talking to Dave back and forth. I'm having a bunch of negotiations back and forth with him already. And, you know, then he says, I'm going to pivot here. I might move back. And I said, okay, well, hold on. I can offer something better than that for sure.
Okay.
Honestly, I really don't even know if I should offer this with the way my team is looking right now. Maybe this isn't the smartest move. Yeah. I'm going to back out. Sorry, Dave. So, Badaki, your deal is still available. Look, I wholeheartedly, I'll tell you guys exactly what the deal was. I think if Dave, I think Dave should have accepted the deal I sent him. But the more I thought on it, the more I was like, the only reason I'm doing this is because I'm obsessed with the player, and it's probably bad process. So I got to put Dave back on the clock there. I have no problem telling you guys what the deal was, but yeah, in hindsight, I am kind of glad this did not work out. That's right, Zachary. That's right. Y'all look crazy. Oh, I just really love this player. Ah. Appreciate y'all for being here with us, guys. It's a great day to talk Dynasty football. If you don't know, we did post our second ever video this year. Sorry, second video of the year on the Redraft channel. I'll spam that link in the chat. You can go subscribe to our Redraft channel. And the video I just posted is actually very catered towards rookies. So definitely very relevant for you guys in Dynasty football as well. As Badaki is on the clock here, I gotta see what the trade was. I do not understand how that is. Okay. I'm flabbergasted that was the accepted offer. But good for you, Badaki. Good for you. Are you going to say anything or?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have a really short window, and I'm talking to somebody really fast. So
Okay.
sorry.
Okay. Genuinely shocked that was accepted over my trade. I'll tell you guys what I offered. And Connor, give me a second here. I'll send you an offer, my friend. So
Here we go.
Badaki got the 202. He sent the 204 and the 303. I sent an offer where I was sending the 207, the 301, and the 401, and that wasn't good enough apparently. The 207, the 301, and the 401 was not better than this.
Dave just likes me better. You know, I'm just transparent.
Don't understand it at all, but I don't know what to say. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I wanted to tie it in there. I like Tyler Warren. I like that situation. Obviously, I have David Njoku, Brenton Strange there. But getting a younger tight end and I can send some of those guys off later.
It's not the 202 culture. It's the 204, which is outside of that tier we all love. I mean, the 204 and the 207 are in the same tier for me. You guys have to, I guess, figure that out if you agree or not. But I'm flabbergasted, honestly.
No, Connor, you don't have a window left because you used yours earlier, I'm pretty sure.
Anyway, is what it is. Sometimes
it
just doesn't work out. I don't know. I honestly I don't know what to say. It is what it is.
So far leaving this draft here, RJ Harvey, Matthew Golden, Jackson Dart, Tyler Warren, and I'm liking it here. And then Connor is on the clock.
He's what?
And then Dave. Connor's, yeah, I know, right? I said that. I don't want to repeat it. Pause. And then Dave has 3 picks back to back here, which he is probably going to love.
People say the 204 smokes the 207. I have not seen anyone in our industry say that the 204 is in a different tier than the 207. But
I think
fair enough.
Look, I just think it just depends on what you wanted, right? Like having the 204 over the 207 Dave can control who he's gonna have. Where if he takes one of the guys that he really wanted, then he feels like he lost that trade. At least that's what I'm seeing from what you're saying. Now I agree with you that 204 and the 207 is the same tier, but he probably still wants a specific player.
You could make the same argument at the 301 over the 303, and then you also get an additional, basically third at the 401.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I get it.
Dave just doesn't like me. That's fine, Dave. I see how it is. You're racist. That's what Badaki would say.
Because I'm black.
You're racist, bro.
Hey, yo, bad play. About to send you a trade here. Connor, just for lulz. Even though I doubt it's going to be accepted.
Okay, Dave, hold on. Let me send Dave an offer. Dave, maybe we can redeem this. Actually, go ahead and make your pick, Connor. Dave, I think we can still redeem this. Please don't screw me here, Dave. But the offer is in your inbox.
Oh, look at you. Something's about to happen right here. I think this might be collusion, ladies and gentlemen. This might be collusion.
Zach is so whiny sometimes. I am. Such a little bitch.
Dave had inside information. That's why.
I think he did.
Dave knew that Connor wasn't gonna go for Luther, so then now
what the fuck are you doing?
I'm so sorry. Cinnamon, that was hardcore on me. Well, I said he went.
That's crazy, dude.
Dave knows us. Let's be fair. Unless you need a running back. Is there a running back you need? Team look like.
All right, we got a deal done.
Look at you. Are you fucking kidding me?
All right.
Are you serious?
Objectively, my trade was better, but that's fine. We still get a deal done. At the 204, I'm going to take Luther Burden, sent away the 207, the 301, and $7. You know,
extra fab there.
Actually, feel like I got a cheaper deal somehow with Luther falling, but I'll take Luther Burden there at the 204. And now Dave is on the clock again. He has 3 straight picks here that he can make.
Dave, I'm about to send you a trade.
Dave, we recovered there. We recovered in the end.
I'll send you something, Dave. Hold on, here we go. Let's get right there in the middle. Let's get right there in the middle. You're probably not gonna like this trade. Let me see.
DWX says there's a tier break. I don't think it's a tier break personally. I just traded up to get my guy, but I do not think it's a tier break. Genuinely, there are still 3 more players. The 207 is a tier break in my opinion. The 207, which is, again, the pick that I offered, that is where the tier break is, in my opinion. But it comes down to how you're valuing the class, I guess.
Guys, I got one of these bottles from Kmart. Make sure I'm drinking enough water. 200 milliliters. I don't know what that is. It was like $10.
I didn't add the fab, by the way. Dave added the
apparently.
fab. I only added the
staticky.
picks. Yeah, I see it. I'll fix it for you.
Thank you.
Only added the picks. Dave sent the fab, so I was like, yeah, whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna say no for $7 fab. I'm on the same page
Dave,
with USG.
obviously, if you're hearing this, which I'm pretty sure you are, I'm also happy for that to be a Jerry Jeudy.
Brother, you don't have your first this year.
Maybe not Jerry Jeudy. Well, that's probably the best one I can do. Can you just let me do me?
I'm just curious how... Yeah. Do you, bro?
Hey, what are you curious about?
I'm
trying
to understand what your goal is, I guess.
Well, how about we put a pin in it and we'll revisit it next year. See what the goal will be.
Sure.
Put a pin in it. I'll probably drop this guy here.
I'll be back.
No worries. What did I pick? Tyson, do I move Brian Thomas for 2 firsts and Addison? Yeah, I think it just really depends on where those picks are at for sure. You know, if they're too late round picks, I would probably want to keep Brian Thomas. If they're too early first, that might be intriguing for sure, but obviously nothing is guaranteed. And I think it also depends on the state of your team. You know, are you rebuilding? Are you a contender? Are you kind of in the middle? Do you need to get some more pieces? Start 11, start 12, start 9 Tyson. So I think it's a pretty big. There's a lot of different questions and scenarios that way it can go for sure. So there goes Jaden Higgins there at the 205. Now Dave here back to back with picks. Back to back. So hopefully we'll see. Two break falls at the 203. Just got like sometimes which. Yeah, look, I think, and obviously you guys, well, not all of you guys, but some of you guys do have our rookie report, and you can see those tier breaks for sure. You can see the rankings as well. But I'll also be back. I need to use the bathroom with all this water I drank.
Shawnee says I'm being a baby. I got sniped on Warren, by the way, which is hilarious because I literally just took a tight end the pick before. What? Yeah, you know what? Good point. I was gonna go back-to-back tight ends. That's what was annoying. Good point. Yeah, look, I don't care that much about Fab, to be honest. I'll use it. I'll abuse it. Yeah, I'm not gonna be precious with my Fab. All right. We are waiting on our next pick there at the 209. We have landed Loveland, Judkins, Burden. It's a shame we couldn't have paired Loveland with Warren there, right, guys? That would have been a lethal combo in this start one tight end, no tight end premium league. But yeah, no, I think we're going to add a lot of helpful names to this roster. We probably will go Kyler. Then we'll probably go Judkins, use one of Brian Robinson and DeAndre Swift as our RB2. Start Higgins, Puka, Crafter, Loveland, Metcalf, London, JMO. I definitely think we can make playoffs, no doubt about it. Just get this team in there and see what can happen. A little bit sneaky. As Tyler Shuck comes off the board at the 207. Wow. I love it. So Tyler Shuck just came off the board. Wow, I just realized I'm getting one of two players I love here. This couldn't have worked out better. This is actually perfect. Pack It Up says he's willing to listen to trade offers. What's up, Abe? Says I burned up about 85% of my fab for Bucky after week 1. That's hype. I love that, man. By the way, Abe, check your Discord, my friend. Oh, actually, I needed to check Discord. We are gonna, Abe was on our wait list and there was a team that opened up. So let me send you the league safe so we can get you orphaned, get you to orphan one of these, this league that was available for you, my friend. Glad it worked out. I know you were waiting a little while there, but I'm glad we got you into a league. I like that team that you're orphaning as well. Evie says, you won't believe this, but Shuck went at the 112 in my draft this weekend. You know, trade window for Pack It Up. I don't know if he's used it, but Aki's not here. I'm going to assume he hasn't used it. But, you know, in the FastDraft Origins tourneys, we're seeing Shuck go early second a lot, sometimes even in the first. But that format is all based around scoring just this year, right? We're not really thinking about scoring beyond 2025, so it's a little bit easier to make that pick in that type of format. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's not uncommon. Hey, he's starting to move up for sure. What's up, Dudek? If you want to get on our wait list, you can DM me on Discord. You have to be an annual Mother Flocker member with the code LAND to get on our wait list. But basically, we've got, you know, a list of people, and if any orphans become available in our team, in our leagues rather, sorry, we will go to that wait list first. And we've actually never gone outside the wait list to fill a spot in our league. But yeah, feel free to DM us, and we'd be happy to add you to that list for sure. Sounds good, man. I'll look at that after the stream. What's the ceiling for Luther Burden? You're asking the wrong person, because I'm irrationally in love with Luther Burden. I think Amon-Ra St. Brown. And again, I'm aware not everybody feels that way. Certainly is not the median outcome. Certainly isn't the floor. But yeah, I would say Amon-Ra St. Brown if you're asking me ceiling. You know? But again, not the guaranteed or even median outcome there. All right, so we are going to officially add Abe into the Kilo League. All right, that invite is sent. And let me go on the back end and edit that. Calvin Johnson, imagine. That would be crazy. Yeah, pretty good orphan for you over there, Abe. I think you're gonna like that team that you just took over. Let me go to here, and we'll add you in Kilo. Okay, here we go. And Abe is officially a part of Kilo, which we love to see. Abe, remind me, what's your Flock Fantasy username? Can you remind me? And let's go ahead and come here. We'll go members, assign members. There we go. And we'll come to the draft. And we'll add you there. Okay. Welcome in, brother. Okay, yes, flock name. I thought it was that. I just wanted to make sure before I wrote it down officially. Perfect. Badaki is here with us.
Yeah, sorry, I'm talking to somebody right now.
Mike says, I've legit been contemplating Burden at the 112 depending on the draft. Look, if I was drafting based off of my love for a player, he'd probably be a top 3 pick for me. I got to put you back on the clock there. Pack it up. By the way, Pack It Up used his trade window, if you can mark that down.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, as far as like, you know, drafting players I love, he'd be top 3 for sure in this class. Although I will say we got to get him a different jersey at the look.
Who's this?
Luther Burden. His have you seen his jersey number 87? Yeah, I mean, look.
I have seen that.
This jersey number does not fit the aura of a Luther Burden. Let's just be real for a second. That, I mean, the Luther we all know and love. Come on. I mean, what are we even looking at here? 87? How many retired numbers do the Bears have? The Bears have 14 retired jersey numbers. Yeah, well, this is why. Look at their... Yeah, 30% of their single digits aren't even available. 357. 89, obviously, with Mike Ditka. I mean, no disrespect to Bronco Nagaruski. He's probably not live anymore. I was going to say, like, they couldn't call him up and be like, yeah, you have my blessing. But, I mean, the brother's probably not alive anymore. He played in 1930. This man played before World War II. That's crazy. So, yeah, probably was never going to get 3 unlocked, was he?
Yeah, all right.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay. Well, I didn't expect that. And I would like to send an offer out to someone. Okay. Jenner, you got an offer coming your way here soon. I think I know what I have to do, though.
He knows what he has to do.
If I stick and pick, I know what I have to do.
Yeah, that 87 is just not okay. There's no aura, like Zach said. There's just nothing there. But look, maybe the double-digit numbers for the wide receivers are going to come back. Because I think culture-wise, his 80 was 84. That was clean back in the day, to be fair. You know, what about the 88s and the 80... What is it, the 80s? You know, Victor Cruz was 80. 88, I'm trying to think. 82 was clean. I don't think that's bad. I think maybe we're giving the 80s the bad rep when that was probably what used to dominate back in the day. I think we just got so used to the 1s, the 2s, the 18s that we have now.
I will say that ultimately it is on the player to create aura around the number. You know, like the number 88 became awesome in Dallas because of the history behind the amount of players who were so good with the number 88. So ultimately, Luther can definitely create aura around that number. But the reality is his last name is Luther. It's Burden the Third, which is why wearing number 3 was so cool, right?
Who's number 3 on the Bears?
Well, we just talked about it, man. It's retired.
I didn't hear it. Sorry, I was away probably when you heard that, but I came at the tail end of 87, so it is retired.
It is retired. Yes.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, all the cool numbers. Every time you want to go somewhere and the numbers retired, you're like, oh damn. There's a bunch of numbers that retired on the Giants. So, the pack it up trade. That's a good question. I haven't even seen what was that offer. Trades up for Milrow there. So Pack It Up gets a 26 second, a 26 third, and the 208. And then Jordan takes Jalen Milroe there. Well, Zach's on the clock here with a minute here to use this trade window, unfortunately. I'm about to send you a trade, Jenner. About to send you something special. All right, I just sent that your way.
All right, I'm
That's
gonna
actually
take
fine.
I'm gonna take Cam Scottaboo here.
Yep.
Oh my god, I am such a dumbass. Can I tell you why? I hadn't marked off Jack Besh in my rankings yet. So I was convinced Jack Besh and Cam Scottaboo were still available. I still like the other players that are available. But I almost traded back one spot for like nothing in return. I'm glad I didn't go full dumbass there, I'll say. We'll take Cam Scottaboo here at the 209. Genuinely couldn't have been a better outcome for me, I don't think. Running back was my clear need on this team, with Brian Robinson and DeAndre Swift as my RB1 and RB2. Love my wide receiver room of Higgins, Puka, London, Metcalf, Jameson, Addison. We'll add Burden to that as well. So,
Yeah, not bad.
pretty hyped about that outcome for sure. Added, my guy Luther to the team as well. Can't be disappointed in that.
Not at all. Let's see. Might be done with. No, I got 304, 403.
I appreciate y'all for being here with us. If you want to enter today's giveaway, we are giving away a free trade question voucher. All you have to do is type LAND into the YouTube chat, LAND, and like the stream. Those are the two simple ways to get involved with the giveaway today. Yeah, would love for you guys to be a part of today's giveaway. Appreciate you for being here with us. And one more thing I want to say, I don't have another pick personally until the 401, so I've got a lot of time personally to kind of use up here. And typically when I have time on a stream and we're in these rookie drafts, I'm jumping into these fast drafts. I'm even jumping into these fast drafts when I'm not streaming. Badaki and I are having a ton of fun doing so. We're about to jump into an Origins tourney here. I would absolutely love to have you join us. If you have never played on FastDraft, download the app. Use the promo code LAND at sign up. We will match your deposit up to $50. That's 10 free drafts on us, 10 free Origin tourneys on us. When you finish your first contest, I will send you my rookie report. I will send you my rankings completely free. And I would absolutely love to have you guys jump into one of these tournaments with us. If you don't know what the Fast Draft tourney is, it is essentially a rookie-only best ball style tournament where the only question you're asking in this tournament is who's going to score the most points in year number one amongst these rookies, right? It's a best ball style tournament. You draft 6 players, no positional limitations. The top 4 get entered into your lineup each and every week. There's $25,000 worth of prizes. We'll love for you guys to come join us over here in this Origins tourney. Again, sorry about that. Again, that link is in the chat right now. I'll put it in there one more time so you have access to it. But we'd love for you guys to come join us there.
Love. Let's see how many people is left here. You know, five spots left. Then if we get enough, we can even go into some Flex 4, which is also exciting.
Absolutely. All right,
All right.
as
Whoa,
Bashul
Kev.
Tootin comes off the board there. Shout out to Bashul Tootin. Definitely like him as well. Over there with the Jags. I think, the conversations about his fumbling, I think, are a little too drastic right now. I think everyone needs to take a chill pill, personally.
Okay, we're chilling. Don't overreact. Well, as Kev, remember that not only do you have the 211, but you also have the comp pick. So get ready for that as well. Keep that in mind.
Dudaki says 5 straight rookie fast drafts that I got pick 10. Hey, that third round reversal is nice though.
It is.
That third round
Helps
reversal
out
is
for
nice.
sure. That helps out, no question.
As Mason Taylor comes off the board there.
Who's on the clock here? Let's see.
Love me some Mason Taylor, so I like the pick.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
So we have to remember that. Is it Kev? Kev gets the comp pick?
Kev does get the comp pick.
Okay.
Kev, send me a message of who you potentially thinking here. Obviously, he can get picked here at the 212, but just send me 2 names just so I can have this graphic potentially ready for you. Would be appreciated. For the live stream. If you guys don't know, we do have a comp pick. What is the comp pick? Is basically an incentive for people to not tank. And it really just helps out. You get an extra pick here at the end of the second, which is a comp pick. I mean, we saw comp picks last year. Trying to think.
Basically, the bottom 6 that don't go into the playoffs.
No, I was trying to think of players of that were pretty valuable from comp pick of last year.
Right.
At the time, I think I remember we saw a lot of the Jalen Pokes, the Javon Bakers, the
Polk was popular. Baker was popular.
Marshawn Lloyd was popular at some time. And then as we got towards the end of the season, I think a couple people, Blake Corum was there for sure.
Wasn't great last year, but the year before that it was pretty successful.
Really
if I
good,
remember right. A lot of people had Jaden Reed the year before that.
Yeah, it's comp pick. Yeah, Jaden Wright. There you go. Jalen Wright was a big one as well. And obviously, once again, you're not going to get some crazy valuable pick here, but like you're hoping for something to come.
A free Jaden Reed
here.
because you won the toilet bowl is definitely helpful for these teams
No question.
Are trying to get out of the bottom of the league. I think we had a trade question come through here from Fear and Hunger. Actually, they submitted a team playbook, so we'll have a look at that later. What do I get for my team review I just purchased? So yeah, Fear and Hunger submitted like a $17 super message earlier, as well as this $5 super message. We'll upgrade theirs to live as well. So I'll just go ahead and tell them, like I'll take a mental note of this, but they're going to get like a time code. But basically, we're probably not going to be able to get to yours on today's stream because there is such a big queue. But tomorrow's stream will start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it'll be completely dedicated to team playbooks. And yours will be on tomorrow's stream. But we will review your team live. And then afterwards, you'll get our playbook. If you guys have never seen a playbook before, it's basically a customized game plan for your offseason. So we take the information from your review and we create this beautiful graphic that you can execute your offseason with. You can get that by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flock. Remember, that'll give you a voucher that you can use through the Flock store. And then just choose Zach and Badaki. And then if you want it live, just make sure you slide that tier up to live at checkout there. But obviously Fear and Hunger already upgraded enough. So you'll get that tomorrow on tomorrow's stream. I promise you we'll look at your team. And then obviously the playbook will come within 48 hours of your review. But I'm just going to go ahead and hit clear. But let's just take a mental note that Fear and Hunger is live for tomorrow.
We could just put it in the note. We can put it in like his notes and just say live review.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Connor asked if we can trade that comp pick, and I said no, you cannot trade it. You can trade it after.
You can trade the player that you draft.
You can trade the player, exactly.
But you can't trade the comp pick, yeah.
All right, let's see about, once again, Connor, make sure you have a queue because we aren't going to be doing auto picks.
We can't undo any autos. That's right.
Undo. And if you are going to make a trade right here, right now, and you are listening, there goes
Kyle Williams. So we got to pause the drafts and give Woats Kev his comp pick. So Woats Kev, tell us in the sleeper chat who you want for your comp pick here, and I will add them for you manually. As Kyle Williams came off the board.
He says, I'll take Jaden Blue, please.
So he is stacking them running backs, isn't he?
He is stacking. I don't think we had Jaden Blue yet. Or am I tripping? Might have to make a Jaden Blue one.
I don't think so.
Nah, I'm gonna have to make a Jaden Blue one, which is totally fine. It's okay.
All right. Jaden Blue is added to Kev's roster. That won't show on the draft board, but like Badaki said, we'll make a graphic here shortly. And if we refresh, Jaden Blue will no longer be available on the draft board. So we'll go ahead and continue this draft, but we will change the clock to 3 minutes. I will say this is definitely the longest draft as far as time we've had so far this year.
Yeah, this is the most trade windows we've had as well.
A lot of people looking to make moves as Shador Sanders comes off the board there. So a lot of people being methodical, or at least trying to be methodical with the moves that they're making.
That is correct. Have you seen the new, I think we spoke about this, but have you seen the new Mission Impossible already?
Yes.
And you said it's really good?
I liked it.
I finally finished, caught up with all of them. So now the next one I need to watch is the one in theaters. So
yeah, I really liked it. I would love to hear your thoughts when you finish. But we are jumping into an Origins tourney over here on FastDraft. I have pick 103. Badaki, I see you at the 107. I see Dudecki in there. Let us know if you guys are drafting with us today. A lot of new names here, which is awesome to see. But yeah, again, if you don't know what FastDraft is, we are doing a rookie-only best ball style tournament. You draft 6 rookies only, no positional limitations, full PPR, and the top 4 get entered into your lineup every single week. You know, the only question you have to ask is who's going to score the most points in year number 1. I am going to take Amarion Hampton there at the 103. But if you have not yet downloaded the FastDraft app, download it, play with us. You can use the promo code LAND. We'll match your deposit up to $50. That is 10 free drafts on us, 10 free Origin tourneys on us, just by using our promo code. When you finish your first contest, I'll send you my rookie report, season rankings, completely free. Check out the link I just put in the chat, and if you're watching this later, it'll be in the pinned comment and the description. As Badaki at the 107 is on the clock, and
gosh, so fast. I'm gonna be auto picked.
He's gonna be auto picked. Henderson,
okay,
which is a really great pick anyway. So that ended up working out really nicely for you.
By the way, that comp pick is up on the drive there if you want to put it on there for people that are going to be saying, "Why? Where is Jaden Blue? Can't believe no one drafted Jaden Blue in your draft."
Yeah, Terrence Ferguson was drafted as well as DJ Giddens here. So I definitely love me some DJ. Hate that he's stuck behind Jonathan Taylor, but still a quality player that could have some fun upside.
Let me refresh. I am on the clock here with a 304. Oh, wow. Very interesting. I've never drafted this player. I don't have any stock of this player.
Okay.
Normally he goes at the end of the second. We see him, and that's Jalen Knoll. I'm going to take him here.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
This is my next best available.
You're also about to be on the clock in the FastDraft tourney.
That's okay.
So Jalen Knoll comes off the clock, and now when we jump back over to this FastDraft tourney, you can see
I am on the clock here.
Badaki is on the clock. Again, his first pick was Henderson. What are you doing here? Tyler Shuck with your next one. And you know, if you think about 12 team format, that would have made him the 202. And we're seeing this a lot. In fact, that's late for Tyler Shuck in this format.
It is.
Because people are only
100%.
thinking about the 2025 season, right? So it makes sense why he's going so early. I would like to get my exposure up of Luther Bird, and I was able to draft him here in this Juliet Real Rookie Draft. I will go ahead and take a shot on him here at the 208. Don't have enough stock of him. Now, obviously, it's a little bit OP when you start with a Genty, Ward, or a Hampton. But the beautiful thing about this Fast Draft Rookie Origins tourney is there is a third round reversal. So you won't see that in like your traditional home leagues. But that is the most fair way to help out these guys at the end of the draft board, you know, who are taking the Goldens and, you know, the Bukas and the Scataboos are not really guaranteed guys, I guess you could say. So I like how they kind of balance that out. Connor is on the clock here in our Real Rookie Draft at the 305. Connor so far today has taken Trey Harris and Kyle Williams. This is his third and final pick unless he trades back in for this class.
Let's go with another quarterback here. I like taking shots on these quarterbacks because, I mean, a quarterback that could potentially start, you know, 4 to 5 games at the end of the season could potentially outscore some of these names that are on the board here. So I like to take a chance on some of these quarterbacks. So I'll go Tyler Shuck, Shador Sanders. You just never know. Like, how much time is Jalen O actually going to get on the field? How much time is Jaden Blue going to actually get on the field? We just don't know, but that's a chance I'm willing to take here in a fast draft tourney, and you're on the clock here.
Yep. I went with one of my favorite players around December of this draft cycle. I have lowered expectations for that player drastically, but we'll take him there at the 308. I just want to see what kind of comes back to me. We'll jump back to this real rookie draft here in 1 second. Looks like Fantasy Diva at the 101 is just going heavy RB as Terrence Ferguson came off the board. Yeah, I'll grab some more stock of a tight end that I really like there. And let's come back to this Juliet draft as a couple picks were made. The 305 ended up being Jarquez Hunter. We then saw Pat Bryant come off the board at the 306. Alec A.O. Manor off the board at the 307. I see an anonymous panda in my rankings, by the way, as I'm marking them off.
An anonymous panda?
You know how Google does that when someone's looking at a sheet of yours?
Yeah.
I know who that is.
He knows who it is.
I see you.
Devin Neal off the board. Dave had a lot of picks here. Let's see what
Dave had a lot of picks, yeah.
Higgins, Best, Tyler Shook, Sanders. He goes Giddens, Alec A.O. Manor, and Devin Neal. He also in his last pick at the 409 there. So Dave always getting some good value here in the second. I mean, I like the Best, the Shook. I think earlier in those drafts where you had a late second, when I say early in the drafts, like early in the month, where we did like Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, we didn't see Tyler Shook go to the end of the second. I took Tyler Shook, if I'm not mistaken, on our last draft. I got him as a comp pick.
Yeah.
And I think
before Derek Carr retired, he was typically a mid-third round pick. So
yeah, I'll lock up that. So yeah, I think. Oh man, I didn't realize I got auto picked at the 407. And this happened so fast that my phone goes to sleep.
Yep, you got to be ready to go. That's why we call it fast draft. It's convenient. You can do it in less than 5 to 10 minutes, but you got to be ready to go when your pick comes on the clock. As Harold Fannin was just drafted in our tourney there.
You know what
I'm on the clock
here
in this Origins tourney. I have so much stock of this player already, but I'm going to continue to add here in the 5th round of this Origins tourney. I'm not a big Brian Robinson guy. Haven't been pretty much since he landed there. So I'll take a little chance on that. As Linked Nova. This is Linked Nova's. Okay, this is their 3rd pick. They have made some selections. They just have not been as active in this draft in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make my last pick here in this Origins tourney. Yeah, I can't really say much about the name because Code Cinnamon, but all I'll say is I really like taking a shot on this guy and with my last pick of the Origins tourney, just simply because of the chemistry over there in Tennessee. So that will be my last pick. And it looks like you are one pick away from making your last pick. So maybe you can tell the people.
Yeah, and I'll tell some people who I have here. I have Trayvon Henderson, Tyler Shook, Shador Sanders. I can't name the last two guys I did take here, and I'm going to take a shot. Once again, I like taking a shot at these quarterbacks. Obviously, if you see who I just picked there, what happens with that quarterback that is in front of him? Does they go in to get injuries or whatever again? So,
yeah,
taking a shot there at those picks. There goes Ollie Gordon off the board there.
Okay.
At the 312.
Am I insane or is Elijah Arroyo still available?
I think you are not insane, and I think Elijah Royal is available at that 401.
Okay, I'm not going to waste anyone's time then. I will take Elijah Arroyo, my 24th ranked player. I will take him off the board there at the 401. That makes him the 37th player off the board.
Maybe we can jump into another one here and see if we can squeeze into one more before this fourth ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 spots left there. I'm gonna start making some of these chalkboards. All right. So MRL. Two spots left here.
2 spots remaining.
Oh shit, I'm on the clock. Holy hell, I'm so sorry, guys. I got 2 picks back. I'm so sorry. Okay, wow. I was not expecting that. I was not prepared for that. Give me 2 seconds here.
My man is bamboozled.
I am bamboozled. I was not expecting to be on the clock. Completely forgot that I was there. Okay, let's go here and then let me just double check where this should go.
While Badaki is taking that minute and a little bit to make his pick, just want to give you guys a heads up. There is, I was going to say there's currently 1 spot remaining, but there are no spots remaining. We are jumping into another Origins tourney. And again, if I would love for you guys to join us, you can by downloading the FastDraft app, using the promo code LAND at sign up. Then we'll match your deposit up to $50. That's 10 free Origin tourneys on us just by using our promo code and getting your deposit matched. When you finish your first contest, you'll get our rookie report. You'll get my cheat sheet for the 2025 season, completely free. Link is in the chat if you'd like to join us. It's the second link on that link tree. I am at the 104 here. Hate both of the picks that you just made in our real rookie draft. We'll say that in 1 second there. But just tears my heart out of my chest, really.
Do you have?
I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go RJ there. I know that's crazy. I just have so much exposure of those other guys. I haven't been in a position to take RJ, so I want to build a unique lineup here with this best ball style tournament. I am on the clock here in our other draft, but we'll wait until you make your pick here because I need to do some research on what player I want to draft myself.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine there. And just to keep you guys updated on the 2 guys that I took Kyle Monungai there at the 403 and then Brashard Smith at the 404. I am a little bit short at the running back position on this team, but if I can get some of those guys, I'm okay.
Yeah,
One of those
I'm
guys
devastated,
hit there.
honestly, because I was hoping for Brashard Smith or Kyle.
And I'm on the clock on FastDraft here. Looks like I'm going to be taking Quinshon Judkins at the 109.
This might be weird. I normally pick this guy off waivers, but I just want to guarantee him. I'm going to grab Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, landed with Washington. I am not a big Brian Robinson guy. Funnily enough, one of my starting running backs on this team is Brian Robinson. So I am going to grab him
just in case.
and
Just
beat
in
the
case,
waiver wire a little bit as Dylan Gabriel comes off the clock. That's a pretty good pick as well.
Yeah, that is a good pick.
Then we have Gadsden, so it's flying off the board here to end this draft. And oops, thought I had that highlighted. Okay, Gadsden is Gonzo. And I'm about to make my pick here in the Origins tourney. I know it's a little weird to see Harvey that high, but in this tourney, the only question you're asking is who scores the most points this year. I have a ton of exposure of T-Mac and Travis. I wanted to get my exposure of Harvey up. I only had like 3% Harvey. So I wanted to get a little unique, and I think I can continue to do that. I don't think I've ever had a Trey Harris, RJ Harvey start in this tourney. So I really like that idea of the type of, unique build we can have there. As the third to last player was just selected, his name is Jalen Royals. So Jalen Royals is off the board now.
Love to see it. 2 picks left here.
2 picks left.
Let's see it. And then we're going to go, obviously, guys, straight into, once we finish this this fast draft, we're going to go straight into some team reviews. And then the really last minute is a draft order reveal for the $150 league, which should be fairly quick here.
What's up, Lucas? He says, I'm joined on FastDraft. Do you need to use a link in the YouTube chat? No, all you need to do is use the promo code LAND when you deposit, right? And then you'll get all those benefits that we have suggested. But the link in the chat is just a convenient way for you to go directly to the app from the chat, if that makes sense. It'll recognize if you have an iPhone, it'll send you to the App Store for iPhone. If you have an Android, same thing. It kind of does that for you automatically. Not yet, Matt, but Australia is coming soon, as well as Canada outside of Ontario. New York, I know that Underdog was just back in New York, so that is a promising sign. But just know on the back end, we're doing everything we can to get Fast Draft in every state possible. As speaking of the devil, I am on the clock. I only have 7 seconds to make this next pick. Let's go some upside there of Jalen in case he gets a chance at starting. And I know exactly what I want to do with the next pick, but I guess that is dependent on what these next 6 picks look like. As Terrence Ferguson goes off the board.
Nice.
Then Woody. Callum says, are you guys leaning Harvey or Caleb? I lean Harvey, given the situation that he's in, but I like both of them a lot. You also have the draft capital that you can lean on with Harvey, but I know they're not that far off, in actual total picks. All right, I am
completely agree.
About to make another pick here. This will be Samson or Neil for me. I don't have much of either. And I'll go Neil. Get my first share of Neil. That's nice there in the 4th round. The last pick was made here in this Juliet League, and it was Isaac Tesla. So Isaac Tesla, Trevor Etienne off the board. And that is a draft, ladies and gentlemen. That is all she wrote. Shout out to everybody in the Juliet League. We appreciate y'all big time.
Oh, yeah. Huge love.
I made the playoffs last year. I want to go deep into the playoffs this year. That's my goal. I'm obviously hoping I can get there. We'll have to wait and see if that's actually possible. And I need to clear some space. I'm 1 player over the limit. So
I clear some space as well. On the clock on Fast Draft as well.
I'm going to go ahead and drop Jordan Whittington. That hurts my heart, but I'll clear some space and drop him. Okay, I don't hate this roster as much as I did before the draft. That's a good sign. We'll put Stafford there at our super flex. It'll be Kyler, Judkins at RB2. It'll be between Bijan, Scattaboo, Swift. Sorry, Brian Robinson. I'll probably go with Swift to start the year, but I've got plenty of time to figure that out. Puka Nacua, Drake London at tight end. We'll probably start Tucker Kraft to start the year, but Loveland is on the bench. Higgins, Metcalf, Addison, or Jameson on the flex spots. Very happy with that team. But Aki, what does your team look like at the moment? Remember, you traded your 26th first-round pick, so got to contend this year. What have we got?
Got to contend. Bo Nix, Kenneth Walker, R.J. Harvey, CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Waddle. I also have a bunch of tight ends in Tyler Warren, David Njoku, and Brenton Strange. I got Jerry Jeudy, Shakira. I got Bryce Young there with also Russell Wilson, Jackson Dart, and on the bench with Jaden Reed, Ricky Pearsall, Matthew Golden there as well. I got to drop a couple people as well. I need to figure out who to drop. So I'm just going to wait. I got a bunch of tight ends. I need to trade some of these guys away. Maybe Daniel Bellinger can go. I want to keep Theo.
Yep.
Okay, awesome.
That is the lineups that we were rocking with there. I am about to make some of my last picks here in this rookie origins tourney, and then we are going to get straight to some team playbooks. If anybody in our league wants to send me a 4th round pick for Pat Freiermuth, I probably would need a 3rd for Pat. I'll take a 4th for Dobbins. If anybody wants to take a shot on him, see what happens with the rest of the offseason for him. Take a 4th on Dobbins. I'll take a 4th on Rashawn Johnson. Either of those names, let me know, guys. All right, let me make my last pick here as Restrepo, Gabriel, Thornton, KLS, Ollie Gordon off the board. And I don't have much Savion Williams. That's might be where I lean there. Yeah, we'll draft Savion Williams there to end our Origins tourney. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. We had a lot of fun, not only in the real rookie draft, but also in this Origins tourney. Definitely would love to draft with you guys in the future. And if you are already signed up on FastDraft, DM me on Discord. I'd love to add you to a group chat where we kind of let people know when we're drafting. Just makes it easier to fill tourneys and also to kind of draft with your friends. So definitely let us know if you want to be a part of that in the future. But we are going to go ahead and transition here into doing some team playbooks. I think we actually have a trade question that we'll start with.
Yeah, let's see. Port Dog.
So let's start with that trade question, then we'll get into... I think we have time for 3 team playbooks today. I don't know. 3 is a lot. There's just we're already very late into our day.
Yeah, let's do...
Let's do 2 team playbooks today, and then tomorrow's stream will be completely dedicated.
Dedicated to my team playbooks, because we still have to, like you said, Zach has to prep for videos. I need to make graphics for videos.
Yeah.
But we'll get the first 2 out, and then we'll probably knock all this out for you guys tomorrow at the same time. And then
and this is a question we get asked a lot. We are just testers of FastDraft, by the way, guys. We're just testing it for the continent. We're not, the continent is not unlocked yet. We're just testers for the app itself. All right. So Port Dog, it looks like, and let's go ahead and transition the cameras to go top right. Okay. So, they are sending away the 112, a 1st and 26, Jones, Bigsby, Olave. My gosh, what a haul. For Rice, Stevenson, Baker, and 2 thirds. Okay, first off, the thirds don't mean anything to me. They do not hold a weight in this big of a deal. Ramondre Stevenson means nothing to me. So really the question I'm asking is, do I want Baker Mayfield and Rashee Rice? And I'm going to pay the 112, a 1st next year that you are claiming should be early. So let's say a top 4 1st-round pick. And then Chris Olave. I love Rashee Rice more than the average person. I think I prefer the package that you're sending away, though.
Yeah, so like the 112 early 1st. Let's put 112 to that, a name to that. I mean, that's, for example, I took Jackson Dart at the 112. So Jackson Dart, a 26 1st, and Chris Olave for Baker Mayfield and Rashee Rice.
He says, I didn't mean to do early 1st. I hope it isn't. He's also asking for my 27 1st. Sorry. So he wants your 27 1st on top of what you've already sent through? Is that correct? He also wants your 27 first on top of the 112, the 26 first, which you said might not be early, Bigsby and Olave. Then no, that is asking far too much. We weren't even sure if we wanted to do it without that extra first. So
yeah.
I love Rashee Rice, but no, that's being quite greedy, especially in a format here where it's start 12. I'll move the timer here so you guys can see that. But especially in a start 12, I mean, your first round picks are going to be crucial. Crucial, absolutely crucial for you being able to field a roster. Giving up 3 first round picks in the future in a start 12 is way more difficult to do. Maybe we do this deal in like a start 9, but this is a hard pass, my friend. I don't think you're getting the best value in that deal. I'm just gonna put some trade ideas. I'm gonna name some players real fast in this league. But who's the first team that we're gonna review that's live? I think.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's what I was trying to figure out here. Just want to make sure none of these guys submitted super chats. The one I know. So right now, Dristron is offline. Mike H is offline. Phantom is offline. MRL is also offline. John Slow is the first one that I see. But what I want to do is double check that none of these guys
John Slow is the first
submitted.
one I see as well. I think everyone else is offline.
So it looks like it's going to be John Slow and then Fire Fist Farah are the 2 that we're going to do today.
Okay, cool.
And then once again, we're going to be live tomorrow, dedicated live stream to get a lot of your team playbooks out since we know that you guys are waiting for that. So appreciate you guys. So John Slow, if you are here with us, please let us know. If not, you should be getting a time code with this review here. But we appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. Let's have a look at this.
I'm sorry. We should give away the trade question voucher.
Yeah, go for it.
So we had, just before we jump into team playbooks, we had 43 entries. Okay, and this is to win a free trade question voucher on the Flock site. All you had to do was type a land into the YouTube chat and like the stream. So we had 43 entries, and let's go ahead and name a winner. You have to be here, right? You have to be here to win. We're not going to follow you up to give you something free, but it looks like the winner is ABC Favorites. If ABC Favorites is in the chat, please let us know, because we'd love to hook you up with a free trade question voucher. We'll give you about 5 minutes to respond. All we need from you is to say, yes, I'm here, and to tell us your Discord username or Instagram or Twitter or whatever works for you, and we'll make sure and get you that free trade question voucher, my friend.
Congratulations, brother. Appreciate you. All right, John Slow. This is a 2 quarterback, 12 team start, 9 half PPR here. So it looks like our classic meat and potatoes in the super flex. And let's have a read of this context. He says, took over Orphan last year and went through full rebuild, turned into the #1 long-term ranked in 1 year, and luckily made semifinals last year. Considering going all in now with Gibbs, Knicks, neighbors, etc., would appreciate advice on draft, trade ideas, and long-term plans. Love the channel. Hey, appreciate you. Thank you so much for the support. Wow, it's a trade that just went down in Juliet.
Yeah, it was me.
Oh, was it?
I just traded away. It was two very simple trades. Wanted to clear up some roster spots. But yeah, as simple as it can get. Sent Pat Fryermuth away for a 3rd. Sent Rashawn Johnson away for a 4th. Yeah, just didn't really have a need for them on the roster. So that worked out well for everyone. Okay,
All right.
Yeah.
John, your team is currently ranked 4 out of 12 here, so let's have a look at this team. Bo Nix, Jordan Love, Joe Milton. I think that's a good quarterback room. Obviously, we'd like to get a QB3 in there, but that's okay. Jahmyr Gibbs, Trace Brown, Trey Benson. I think that's also a good running back room. And you haven't done your picks or your draft in 2025, which you have the 102. So I'm assuming you might get Gibbs and potentially a Marion Hampton there. At the wide receiver position, you can start up to 4 wide receivers, with a meat and potatoes lineup. Malik Neighbors, Rome, Jerry, George Pickens, Shakira, with Brenton Strange, Tucker Kraft. So you got the 102, the 108, the 208, and the 209 there. And let's not waste any time here. Let's get straight into some admin. Malik Neighbors is definitely going to be an untouchable for us with Jahmyr Gibbs. Obviously, two guys we would not want to trade away. Some holds, Roma Dunze, let's hold him. Trey Benson as well. We're going to be holding Brenton Strange. We're also going to be holding there as well. And I guess you can also put a name like either Jerry Jeudy or Ben Sinnott. You know,
Yeah.
just on the way your roster is kind of constructed at the moment.
Yeah. Sinnott is worth holding for sure. Yeah.
And then Jalen Naylor you can drop with Kamani Vidal.
Yeah. So thinking about your starting lineup, it's only a start 9, which is good because you don't have a ton of depth at running back. But you'd be going Nix, Love, no quarterback 3. Don't love that, but that's okay. Gibbs, Brown. Hopefully Benson can turn into something, but right now no running back 3 we can truly rely on yet. But that's 4. Then Neighbors, Adunze, Kraft, and then we can only start 2 more names, which would be Judy, Pickens, and then maybe Shakir. The great news is this is what your roster looks like today, but you still have your rookie draft like Badaki mentioned. So we can still add 2 impact players with those picks that you have. It is most likely that you're going to add Amarion Hampton, which is incredible. That not only improves your running back room and, you don't have to worry about Chase Brown so much and his future beyond this year, but it also helps, your flex positions as well. So I like the team, honestly. I really do. You have 2 firsts and 26 as well. That's great to see. Draft capital grade, I'd give an A-. And then overall team grade, I think I lean A- as well, but I think I'm going to say B+, and I'll tell you why. Because the quarterback 3 spot is definitely an eyesore. And Kraft is not my favorite starter. He's fine, but he's very touchdown reliant, so he's not as consistent as you want. I'm probably going to say B+, but it's definitely I would say like a soft contend with this roster.
Yeah, I'm there with you. All right, that's all I am in there. So let's get straight to the chalkboard.
Let's get straight to the chalkboard. Definitely just want to let you guys know that if you want your team playbook, that's what we're doing right now. You can get your team playbook, which is a customized game plan for your offseason, by becoming a promo code LAND annual Mother Flocker member. That will give you a voucher that you can use through the Flock store. Just choose Zach and Badaki, and then make sure that when you submit it, you slide that tier up to live so you get it live. If you don't, it'll just be offline. That's fine. $7 upgrade for our annual members and a $10 upgrade if you're purchasing a la carte, because you can still get the playbook from us if you're not a member. It's just an a la carte purchase, right? So just to clarify for you guys, but let's definitely go to the chalkboard here for John. And at the 102, I do think Hampton is a perfect fit for your team. Of course, you can shop it and you can be open, but I think he's kind of a glove fit with this young team that you're building. At the 108, unfortunately, you're just right outside that tier that we love. So that's a little bit unfortunate. But you'll be in this position where like RJ Harvey was a 108 in our league. Then Caleb Johnson went up right after. But between Harvey, Johnson, Igbuka, that's kind of probably the range you're in. Now, it's not a tight end premium, so I don't think you need to force a tight end there at that spot. At the 208 to the 209, I guess anything's possible, right? I got Cam Scatterbo at the 209, so certainly it's possible, right? But Scatterbo, Tootin, Knoll, I think you can probably even consider like a Tyler Shuck now that he's going to be kind of the guaranteed starter there. That's really the range of names I would be considering. Now, you could also add like an Arroyo, a Mason Taylor, a Terrence Ferguson, if you wanted to add another body into that room, that tight end room of yours. But I think you have enough between Strange and Kraft and Sinnott to kind of form a future for that team. And look, full transparency, I don't think I guess we can tear down from the 108, I think. Because if we were able to tear down and land a tight end, tear down like what just happened in this class or this draft we just did, where Loveland and Warren went at the 202 or whatever it was. But that's probably the only pick I want to tear down from. So we can explore that. Sorry.
Yeah, and no, you're fine. And I don't see like tearing down from like a wide receiver or a running back here. I think you're kind of right in that middle. You're actually in a really good spot right now with you really have to make minimal moves. So yeah, but we can definitely have a look to see how we can tear down from the 108
Yeah.
and see if we can get some
So
more value somewhere.
let's see who owns these picks. Hail to the Commanders, which, by the way, we just reviewed his team, so this must be the same league. Shout out to this league. Shout out to everybody in this league. That's awesome that we get to review multiple teams here. Well, he has a 201 now. Unfortunately for you, he's already got a team review from us, which means that he's got his playbook. He knows our content. He watches it, and he's not going to want to tier up from the 201. So we won't really consider that. 109 is Slicky Nicky, and you can't really get much to tear down just one spot, but would you? Yeah, I don't really know how. I actually don't think this is possible. It'd be like a future second, you know?
Yeah.
I agree. I don't think it's really going to be possible, though. I said the 10, I said the 11, I said the 12. We already saw the 201, so we need to look at the 202 there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
211 there is Brotherly Tush Push.
He's got a lot. Yeah, the 11 and the 12, doesn't he?
211 and the 12, so that kind of counts as one there.
You could target a Hawkinson here. So let's say you go all the way back to the 12, right? And you grab TJ Hawkinson. Could you send, for example, like the 208? Right? So you're staying in the same tier. And then in their minds, they're tiering up. Unless there's a player that you desperately want at the 108, right? When you're watching this, John. Yeah. But that kind of gives you a free Hawkinson in my books. I like that. Alternatively, you can't get a free Kyron. You could probably get a free Pacheco in some leagues. Jameson you couldn't get for free, but maybe you could do the same type of deal for Jameson.
Okay.
Maybe you have to add the 309. I don't know. Just trying to get creative for him.
Yeah.
But you were saying Pacheco. Would you be happy doing that move? Now, obviously, we wouldn't send the 208 with this, but would you be happy to move back 4 spots? Let's say he's obsessed with RJ Harvey and he misses on Harvey, but he goes like Loveland Pacheco. I'm fine with that personally, but
yeah, I think just so you don't have to, like, once again, just looking at your team, like 108, like for example, if you have like a Mika and Buka there, let's say RJ Harvey is off the board at the 107. Then you take it could be a Mika, which do you really want to do that? You can just trade back and get a tight end that you can get for your future since you don't have a strong tight end room. So I'll be okay with that, I think.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's keep looking here. That takes the 11 and the 12. So I don't think you offer the 11. I think you make it more attractive to them and you focus on getting that 112 instead. Now, let's keep looking.
What is it? 202?
The 110 ring winners is here. And
okay, yeah.
I mean,
oh man, this is not much here.
No, but would you do like a Kincaid Senate swap?
Yeah, I would.
You know, like something super simple like that. Just get a better prospect. And that's really about as small of a deal as you can possibly make, you know. The alternative is just like a future second or something. You know, you could do something like very similar where you get a future second, they get a future, let's just say 4th. You do a pick swap.
Yep.
It's not worth it. You might as well just stick and pick the guy that you love if it's a 3rd and 4th round pick swap, right? So.
Yeah, I agree.
And you said the 201 or the 202 is by the flag team here. Ricky Pearsall would definitely be. This is my favorite deal of them all so far. If we could land a Pearsall.
Yeah, that'd be prime.
And
got
then
Ricky earlier today.
Maybe you can send that 209 if you need, and then ask for. Oof. You know, there's a lot of possibilities with this team actually. So maybe you can ask for like the 302 and then you send the 309 as well. Something like this, you know?
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of possibilities here. And more specifically, I'd love to get JJ McCarthy. Maybe they could consider like Love and McCarthy a tier down.
Okay.
And that would give them Love and Herbert. They might be interested in that. So if we can net JJ McCarthy, the 202, and then we'll figure out the rest of this. But we're sitting the 108 and Jordan Love. In my mind, the 108 and 202 don't make a difference. So now, what do we want on top of McCarthy to send away Jordan Love? If you were to send this deal to me, I would say I'd rather just see what McCarthy can be. You guys know I'm obsessed with him. But what if we could get a future first on top, or a Ricky Pearsall and a second or something, you know?
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
If you get a future first, I think you and I would be interested in that type of deal, no?
Yeah, I would.
Now, the other option is you get Ricky Pearsall, for example, and, you know, like a future second or something. So that's also definitely interesting. It keeps you very young and still kind of more of like a sleeper contender, if you will. Those are the main trades I think make sense for you. Badaki's right. The more we look at your roster, the less I really want to trade away these names. You could definitely, like, in season, if you're not winning and you plan on turning it into a one-year punt and you're retooling in season, Chase Brown is an obvious name that you could sell. Jerry Jeudy, depending on what Pickens is doing, Shakir. But as of right now, going into the season, I think you have a chance to make the playoffs. So I don't really feel a need to sell any of those other names as of today.
Great. Appreciate you, John, excuse me. Thank you so much for the support, man. You should be receiving your playbook here within 24 to 48 hours, customized with everything that we drew up here for you today. But thank you so much, man, for all of the love.
Appreciate you big time. Joshua is correct. That league is going to be flooded with offers. I think there's going to be a lot of activity in that league over the next couple weeks. All right, last team playbook we're going to get to today, and then tomorrow's stream is completely dedicated to team playbooks. So please keep in mind it's a great time to submit, and if you're waiting in the queue, you'll get looked at tomorrow. But if you want your team playbook, customized game plan for your offseason, and you just saw us review a team, right? You also get this beautiful graphic to execute your offseason. You get that by becoming a promo code LAND, annual Mother Flock, remember. That will give you a voucher that you can use through the store. Just choose Zach and Badaki, and then just make sure you make it live. Otherwise, if you don't and you just use your voucher, it will be an offline playbook. But there's nothing wrong with that. Plenty of people prefer offline. They don't want their league to, you know, their league watches our content, let's say, and they don't want their league to see the review. So there's plenty of people who do that. Just so you know, with those offline playbooks, I'm personally going through each individual one and pretty much writing up an article for you on your team. So, and you still get the playbook, right? So, all right, let's look at Fire Fist Pharaoh here to end the stream.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Let us know if you are here. This is a 2-quarterback, 12-team start 9. So that is meat and potatoes there.
He's with us.
What's happening, Jay? Awesome, man. Please jump in at any point in time. Of course, you know how it goes. It says, you reviewed this team prior to my rookie draft. I wanted to get your opinion post-draft. My picks, 105, 6, 9. Okay, you had a bunch of picks. All right, regulators. All right, let's have a look at this. 1, 1, 4, 12. Okay, so another trade went down in Juliet, by the way. Is that you again? No, not talking. Connor and Dave. Okay, interesting.
Just had to step away for a second. No, that wasn't me.
I didn't hear that. He says, I left some info on the back end as well. Okay, you said cheered down from the 109 to the 111 and added Rice, sending a 27 first and second. The manager wouldn't deal. Ultimately moved to the 107 instead. Tried moving 2 of the seconds for 2 of Hill, Adam, Judy, but the managers wouldn't accept those picks. Also tried sending the 108, 208 for CMC, but the manager wouldn't deal. Says the previous team name was Farrell J. The review number was cut off of the image, so I couldn't provide the previous. No, it's all good. Okay. Farrell J.
Maybe you
can
have a look at that playbook on the back.
Yeah, I can pull it up there.
That's
really easy.
Let's have a look. I mean, you have no picks, I noticed, in 26. We must have talked about that previously, but This roster looks pretty good. Just go ahead and read it out for us. It's a start 9. Keep that in mind. So.
Yeah. All right.
Actually, I can because you're looking for the playbook. So we've got Lamar Jackson, Bo Nix starting, then Saquon and one of Henderson or Judkins. I like that. Then the Lad, T-Mac, Mason Taylor, or Likely or Gasecki. You're kind of going to figure that out with one of those. And then you can only start 2 more names between the following options. Devonta Smith, DK Metcalf, Luther Burden, Calvin Ridley, Quinshon Judkins, David Montgomery, Isaiah Pacheco. You have plenty of flexible names. Your roster is more than deep enough because it's a start 9. So it's a smaller starting lineup. Now, obviously, if this was a start 12 or something, we'd have a different conversation. But your lineup definitely impacts a lot of the moves we would suggest for you to make. He says, I actually moved off all of the 26 and 27 picks to improve the team, which makes sense because the team looks very, very good. You're definitely ready to compete. I mean, the combination of Lamar, Saquon alone is probably going to carry you to the playoffs. I like Geno Smith as your quarterback 3 for sure. So overall, I'm pretty happy with that team that you've built up there. Now, as far as
playbook, by the way, on the drive, because this is a recent one that I haven't uploaded. So it's
okay,
just
so you haven't uploaded this one yet.
But yeah, I just put it on the main page of the drive there. But yes.
So this is what your team looked like before. Now he's had a lot of team playbooks. Are you sure this is the same one?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay, yeah, because we had untouchables as Lamar and Saquon. We labeled you a contender. I'm still going to label you a contender, but we're going to push that even further into a Windows open because you don't have your picks in the future. I think you had we gave your picks a B, which means you probably would have had a lot of your picks still. Now that you don't, that's fine. You know, we said to drop some of these names, which you may have already done. But I like the outcome, man. I really, really do. It's a good team.
I do as well.
Still that meat and potatoes lineup, and we're still going to say contend, but now to an even further extent, we're going to call it a Windows open, which means, you know, there's just no reason not to compete, right? Without your own first-round pick, you have no benefit to not being a contending team. He said I had 3 out of 3 round picks and 26, and then all of my 27 prior to the rookie draft. So this is a great lineup, honestly. Draft capital grade, you don't have anything, so we'll have to put an F, right? Because you don't have any draft capital, at least not that we can see. You might have some different picks in 27 or 28, right? But then as far as overall team grade, I would probably put this at a strong. It's probably a B plus. The only reason you're not an A is the tight end position isn't completely sorted out yet, but it probably could be. But overall, very good team. B plus. We're definitely contending. The untouchables remain the same, I would say. Now your holds might slightly change. Luther Burden becomes a hold. You might be in a tough spot though. Like if your team isn't exactly performing the way you want it to, and you're kind of missing one piece, you might have to use Luther Burden in season if there's a team that is willing to wait on him. But for now, he will be a very strong hold. I definitely would hold an Isaiah Pacheco if I was in your position as well. These guys who are going to help you compete this year, like Geno Smith, there's no reason to send him away. I would even say like Mike Gesicki, as weird as that is, like can be a starter for you at times. As far as cuts, I don't really think we should put any cuts because there's not a single name Eric All, I think you could definitely move on from it should you choose to. But on the waiver wire, there's really not that much interesting either. So I guess Eric All can be the one cut.
Yeah, that could be the one cut. Well, that's everything then.
That is everything. Now, we've looked at this team previously. Obviously, we've already discussed that, right? And I am struggling a little bit to think of exactly what ideas to give Fire Fist Pharaoh because we've kind of already gone all in. From the sense of drawing up a bunch of ideas for you, Fire Fist. Does that make sense? We've kind of, with the previous review, it was all about, okay, so, here's all the ways that we can go out and compete this year. Here's the way that your roster looks. Let's definitely review the draft. So he ended up with Henderson, Judkins. He ended up with Brashard Smith, Phil Maffa. We also added T-Mac to this team, Luther Burden, Mason Taylor, and then also Shedeur Sanders, right? So that's not a bad haul at all. I definitely like
No,
Sanders.
not at all.
The addition of Henderson and
think it's
Judkins,
great.
I think, were crucial for you to compete. T-Mac definitely builds out your wide receiver room a little bit better. That's a great draft. In fact, I'd probably put that at like an A+ draft. I don't know how you get better than 3 guaranteed starters in Henderson, Judkins, McMillan, as well as the additions of like Luther Burden, Mason Taylor, who could develop into something for you, Shador Sanders. So overall, I really, really like the way that team has kind of panned out. Now, Jay says, I sent a trade review earlier that was sending Henderson and Smith for Nakua. So this is the team. Okay, right.
Yeah, this is the team. Yeah. So like, which I think we both said like we were okay with it. Because you had Saquon and Quinshawn, I think something along those lines, and you have Monty. Like you have a decent depth at the end there.
Right.
You have that, and then getting Puka here is going to put you.
I
at
wonder if
Puka.
we can find a way. I was gonna say, do they have? Can we get Kelsey thrown in there? Would they be willing to do that? So what was it, Henderson and Smith?
It was Henderson and Devonta Smith for
Puka Nakua. Can we add Travis Kelsey to that deal? I'm just curious. Like that would give us a little bit more security, and I don't think they're looking to build around Kelsey long term, anyways. And maybe you could throw them back. Shoot, nothing big. What, Mike Gesicki, Dalton Schultz?
Yeah, something along those lines.
How do you spell Schultz? I'm losing it. Okay. So I wonder if you can just tweak it slightly in that fashion. But still, I think looking at this roster, that would make your starting lineup Lamar, Bo, Saquon, Judds, then Ladd, Puka. We'll go Taylor for now, and then you only would be able to start 2 other names between DK Metcalf, Burden, Ridley, Monty, Pacheco. I think there's enough to make a move like that.
Yeah, I think one thing I would personally try is like, I guess Devonta Smith, because like you lose Devonta Smith, you have Puka, Ladd, Tet, well then DK is your starting 4 wide receivers.
Yeah.
With also having the ability to have Monty in the flex, Pacheco in the flex.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I think at the end of the day, you technically don't have to, but you are leading on the running backs at the running back position. Like as rookies, where like you can solidify Puka, and that makes your wide receiver room a lot more top heavy.
Mike says, I don't like giving up Henderson with a deep wide receiver room. He says he feels like he's losing at running back or wide receiver. Look, I guess I get where you're coming from. I just think the running back room is strong enough to make a move like that. And outside of Ladd, T-Mac hasn't proven anything. I don't think Devonta's like this top-end name. Look, I mean, to be fair, Badaki, without your future picks, you might lean towards like the flexibility. Like what if this roster has 3 injuries? Because you don't really have any flexibility. So no, Jay, I appreciate it. I appreciate it big time. We appreciate your support. You have been our biggest donator over the past couple months. So first off, shout out to you. I think if I knew Pacheco recovered his value, if ETN became the starter again, I'd be pretty comfortable.
I think that's it.
Move,
like, I think that's the biggest thing, like that's why I'm wondering, like, do we wait to see how these rookies go? Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
I think I would.
You can plug in Devonta Smith, DK Luther.
That's Mike, right?
Look,
Mike's just throwing out.
Yeah, so
ideas,
his starting wide, I can understand where Mike's coming from, which makes me question it now. So, like, okay, so hypothetically, you have Ladd, Tet, Devonta Smith, and then DK as your starting wide receivers. But I agree. I think there's enough,
I think your lineup is much stronger.
It's much better with Puka. Yeah, so, your lineup is better with Puka, and then you lose Travion, but you still have Monty, and you have the backup there. You technically have, if Pacheco goes down, it's going to be Brashad Smith. So at least you have that backup as security.
Yeah, If you think about it, okay, so let's think about this logistically. If you accept this deal, then you're going to have Lamar Bow, Saquon Judkins, Lad Puka, Taylor, and then you can only start 2 more names, which would be T-Mac and DK. So on your bench right now, if you did this deal, on your bench would be Luther Burden, Calvin Ridley, David Montgomery, Isaiah Pacheco, Travis Etienne. That is more than enough for me to go out and get an asset like Puka Nacua. Now, of course, if you hold, then your bench, now you just add Devonta Smith to your bench. Right? That's really the only difference. You lose Puka, you keep Henderson, and you add Devonta Smith to your bench. So, I don't know. Like, I would be open to just waiting and kind of seeing how these rookies play themselves out. But in the same light, I think you have the depth to make a move like that. I would say in an ideal world, they would do it for Luther and Travion instead. As much as I love Luther, just with your build right now, that would be more ideal. Adding Kelsey would definitely help as well, by the way, like this deal that we talked about. I think Kelsey would push me over the top to do it, just to kind of give you that extra oomph, if you will. But instead of Smith, like, would they do Luther Burden? Because Smith makes more sense for your build at the moment, you know? Of course, if you can add Kelsey and Schultz, then that's ideal.
I actually think, thinking about it now, because Jay, you just said I would be open to waiting and see how the rookies perform at least early on in the season. I think even if Henderson is not anywhere near what we expected, there's no way you're going to be able to get Puka Nacua. So it might be ideal just to secure him then.
I don't think it's going to hurt Puka you if you do it, but in an ideal world, you can use Burden as much as I love him. But or can you, instead of getting rid of, I know this is going to sound counterintuitive, but we're in May, so we can still maneuver this roster. Would they be open to doing David Montgomery instead of
that's good.
Devonta Smith? Because then you can go ahead and flip Devonta Smith in this deal for a running back instead. Kyron Williams, go get a Chase Brown, you know, that level of running back. And of course, if Kelsey isn't possible in this deal, that's fine, but I think that would be your ideal outcome, some sort of Henderson Monty, and then that, I know that sounds counterintuitive because it hurts your running back room more, but then you can use Smith, you can use Metcalf, you could even use T-Mac, honestly, if you wanted to go out there and get a running back. Like, you could turn T-Mac into Devon Achane if you wanted to. You could turn T-Mac into, you know, Bucky Irving plus in some leagues. So that's actually my ideal outcome if possible. And look, I know Shedeur Sanders is there, but let's say they're not willing to do this. I think you and I are doing this deal if we add Shedeur Sanders, and maybe this is how we get Kelsey. Okay, so you want to add Sanders on, that's fine. Let's make it happen. You throw Kelsey in. Let's make it Henderson, Monty, Sanders for Puka, Kelsey. So there's plenty of flexibility with that team, but I lean towards getting the guarantee in Puka.
Appreciate you, Jay. Please let us know if you have any last minute questions, man. You know the deal. But once again, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Like you can see there on the top left there, you have been our biggest supporter this month. And we really appreciate you. But
and I want to make sure, because we didn't really have as much flexibility with your roster, because we've kind of already put it in the direction. Like, the ship has already kind of sailed and it's on its own trajectory now. So we didn't have as much options to give you, but I want you to feel free to ask some follow-up questions here. You know what I mean?
Please.
Because I want you to get the most bang for your buck in this playbook. So
please jump in at any point in time. Once again, you should be receiving your completed playbook here within 24 to 48 hours, customized with everything that we have drew up here for you today. But huge love, man. Appreciate you, Jay.
Yeah, definitely appreciate you big time, my friend. Probably our biggest supporter this year, it feels. He says, I like it. Appreciate you both. I think you provided a lot of different options and offshoot of the trade. So I do have a good amount to work with. Thanks for all you do for the community. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for, I mean, you know, it's guys like you that are helping us keep the lights on. And so we can do that for the community. So
Oh yeah, that's love, man. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you big time, my friend. And we have one trade question, and then we're off for the day. Bose says, might be able to get a 27 second and 28 third, too. It looks like they send away Dak, Mahomes, Caleb Johnson for Josh Allen. This is a one quarterback league.
Dak, Mahomes.
It's a one quarterback start 8. And if he loses Caleb Johnson, his running backs are Hampton and Henry. But he would have a starting lineup of Allen, Hampton, Henry, Jefferson, Lamb, Hawkinson, Neighbors, Thomas, Rice. The issue is if you make a deal like this, your depth is completely shot.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, completely shot.
You know what we should do as well, which I agree with you, by the way, the draft order reveal for Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Then we
But
can call it a night.
I think if I did a deal like this, I would probably be looking to tear down from Brian Thomas to improve running back. Like, I'm open to this deal, but my next move would be turning Brian Thomas into London and a running back, into JSN and a running back, into Ladd and a running back.
Yeah.
You know, T-Mac, Travis Hunter and a running back. So I'm definitely open to this move, but I would want to have a secondary move in place that allows me to move off of one of those receivers to just give your running back room a little bit more love. So overall, pretty happy with that deal if you can get that in place. All right, we are going to do this 100-yard dash, and that will be the end of the stream. Today. So why don't you give me the names?
Yeah, obviously myself, Macy, and Joel. Shout out to Macy and Joel helping me run these leagues as well. Travesty, Bull, Rug, Chauncey, Jenner, Hail Goat, Tex Cajun, Frodo, Bitspresso, and then Fantasy Goat.
I don't know how to spell Tex Cajun.
Tex, TX, Cajun, CAJUN.
Oh, okay. Right. TX Cajun, right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, I'm going to shuffle it 7 times for you guys. So here we go. Here goes the shuffle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And again, this is wherever your little guy lands, that's where you will be drafting. And I'm
on the bottom again.
What's the name of this league?
Joel. The Brooklyn League.
In the
Big Money Brooklyn League.
This is the Big Money League. So let's go ahead and get this thing going here. All the settings are fair. So best of luck to everybody. Here we go. Starting this off in 3, 2, 1. And it looks like straight out the gates, Jenner was very quick, but now slowing down a little bit. Frodo hasn't got off the line yet. He's not even at the 5-yard line at this point, while Jenner is at the 25. Joel might get second again. Was that like 4th time in a row here? TX Cajun pulling up. D Macy with a nice little burst here. I think Macy and Joel somehow have infiltrated the 100-yard dash because they're about to, as co-commissioners, get one of the top picks in the draft. But Cajun out of nowhere is pumping it. Holly Goat is definitely lagging behind. Where is Badaki here?
From the bottom.
Badaki's on the bottom, struggling.
I'm doing all right.
The endurance was not there for him. He started off well, but now he is almost last. Let's see if he gets a nice little burst out of nowhere here.
No.
Oh, God. I'm going to move my camera real quick. But it looks like right now Jenner is the favorite, but D Macy keeps getting these little bursts out of nowhere, and now they're fighting each other inch for inch. But Jenner has the upper hand already at the 5-yard line. This will be a monumental choke if he doesn't get it. It will be first to Jenner. It looks like second is going to go to Macy. Frodo, who started off so poorly, now has a chance to finish with the 3rd overall pick, but I think Cajun is going to beat him out just slightly. He will. Frodo goes 4th. Badaki goes 5th. 6th to Travesty. Chauncey here at 8th overall. 7th went to Bullrog. It looks like
fifth again.
Ninth is to Bitspresso. Halgo is 10th. Joel is
That
11th.
is
And Fantasy Goat hasn't even gotten in the top 10. Fantasy Goat is still at the 15-yard line while everyone has finished at this point.
Let's see.
9
is Bitspresso.
Unfortunately for
10
Fantasy Goat, he is still not finished.
Is Hale.
This is like watching
11.
Tom Brady's 40-yard dash at this point. Okay,
Joel,
finally, we
and then
get
Fantasy
Bitspresso over the line there with 12th overall. I will
All
send
right.
you the
I already got
numbers.
it. No
Okay,
stress.
you've got it. So
Yeah.
congratulations to everyone. Unless you did terrible, then I'm sorry. So either way, I'm either saying congratulations or I'm sorry. But I will say you can make a good dynasty team from any place on the board, especially this year with the way people are drafting quarterbacks. So
Not jokes.
you've got this. I appreciate y'all big time. Oh, no. Is that a new trade in Juliet or is that the old one? That's the old one. Okay, never mind.
There's a bunch of trades happening in Juliet. But appreciate you guys. Love. Thank you so much for all the support. I'm excited for these leagues. Obviously, like Zach said, we have this another real rookie draft on Wednesday night, and then our last one, which is next week, a week from today. And then we're over with real rookie drafts. But I do have 4 real dynasty startups that I'm going to be streaming for you guys, as Zach is going to be away here soon. But yes, keep that in mind.
All right, guys, we appreciate you big time. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow where we'll do some team playbooks.
Go Knicks.
See ya.
Come on.